Peace to our hearts. You got me and State here in the building. This is the fallout of the NBA draft situation. State, I know you're laughing. Give us a taste before we drop the intro.
He said the fallout.
That's what it is, man. Freaking
Oh,
fallout. The nuts are just fell out the bottom of the shorts, man. We all fucked up.
oh man.
Anyway, so let's drop the intro. Yep, here we are, man. Dire state of mind. Dire state of mind. All right, I just let you go, man. Because I mean, I was with Simeon Russell and AC and stuff. So when this shit happened, I made a little funny video. I should have queued it up so guys could see it on the pod. But I queued it. It was just like a weird energy when this shit happened, man. What
So,
about you? Where you was at?
so I was at work on break and I was with two of my coworkers. Yeah. Uh, so this is play by play. So we in the car. So my coworker like, yeah, the Knicks we gonna pick somebody good, yeah. So so it goes New York Knicks select Usman Dang. Yo, the laugh I had, bro. I ain't laughed like that in like 5, 6 months, bro. I swear to God, like I was so shocked at
You
Leon.
didn't have the Woj shit going on though, because we already knew because Sim is filming the podcast, so we can't make a reaction because we want Sim to announce it, over the air and shit. But I already had saw it on Woj and Shams already posted it already,
No,
so
no,
we was like in complete shock.
I avoided Twitter. Well, when it was our pick, I didn't look at my phone because I needed this sense. And we picked Usman Dang. I said, "What the fuck is Leon Rose doing?" And I'm disappointed in Leon Rose, but let's try to. All right, before we continue to take a bird shit on Leon Rose because he needs to be destroyed. Let's try to shed some positivity on what he did. Like, let's try to make sense of it. Let's try to see what is this guy thinking.
We'll get to that, man. But I mean, like the first shot was Panchero going to Orlando. That kind of like set like the little dominoes effect, like yo, there's something about to happen, kind of thing. Then Chet went to OKC like he should. Jabari Smith went to Houston. Between
Yeah.
him and Panchero, I guess that would have been cool. But then Sacramento, they draft Keegan Murray.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that tells you right there. Because I mean, what are they doing? What is Sacramento doing? So I guess they do have the mentality that they could take a power forward, and they're probably gonna have Sabonis as the center.
Mm-hmm.
They're a wild bunch, man. They passed up Trey Young and Luka Doncic in the same draft, man, to take Bagley.
I think you. I think for them, I think where they're at right now, I think that's a good pick for them, just for what they're trying to do. I looked up Keegan Murray. Yeah, I kind of like Keegan Murray from what I've seen. So I can understand why their reach for that guy because he could play the four, he could play some three. Him and Harrison Barnes could switch off. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that is correct, man. The Sacramento Kings have a long history of passing up talent. So they passed up Damian Lillard. People don't even know that. I think they drafted Tyrese Thomas. They drafted somebody, I forgot. But they passed up Damian Lillard, they passed up Devin Booker, they passed up Luka Doncic, you know. And then you pass up Jaden Ivey and you pick Keegan Murray. So you just gotta hope that that's the right selection. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand why they picked him, but then again I don't understand. So
Yeah, I get it, man. Because I mean, like, if he was to make a trade with them, that means that they could have taken Julius Randle. Julius Randle would have fit them because they went and got Keegan Murray. I guess they figured Keegan Murray is going to give them the same production that Julius would give. I guess they figured that, but
I
they'll get it in the draft pick.
I have something to say about that later on, but I asked trash. But we could talk about that later on though, because that's a conversation.
Yeah. All right. Well, then right after that, Detroit picked Jaden Ivey, and I don't think anybody could say anything about that because he is perfectly, like for what they're trying to do. You could see what they're trying to do there. He fits a spot, perfectly next to Kate Cunningham. Him and Kate Cunningham in the backcourt, that's incredible. Then you got, what's his name? Sadiq Bey at small forward. You know, so I mean, they got a good, and then they got cap space to sign like a DeAndre Ayton if they want to. And they went and got later on in the draft, they ended up getting the Knicks because the Knicks traded the pick and then they traded the pick again, and then they ended up getting Jaden Duran too on top of that. So I mean, they are really building something over there in Detroit. So like for me, like just when it happened to them, I felt so happy for them. I can't lie. I was upset because at that point I already knew that the Knicks there was no trade to happen. So but I just felt good for Detroit because I'm like, yo, Detroit is back now. So we have somebody to battle, the next few years and stuff. So that's exciting to me. But at the same time, like who would have thought that all the other stuff was going to happen throughout the night?
Yeah, and watching the lottery, I'm just looking at the teams and see who they pick, who they are picking, and it's a wings league, man. It's a wing guard league. Everybody trying to get faster, and I liked it personally. I want to see what these players could do. Not to be negative, bro, but I kind of like gotta bring this up. But
Yeah,
like, just for it's because it's gonna be a section of the fan base that's gonna say this. Any player that's picked after 11 in this draft that the Knicks could have got, and you didn't get me immediate help for next season. Okay, you traded an asset to remove Kimball Walker off the Knicks. So you signed Kimball Walker for free, but use an asset to get Kimball Walker off the Knicks. That is stupid. And so like something gonna have to happen, bro.
I
Something
get it,
gonna
man. I get it, but
happen.
they did trade it on 11, and to get to get rid of Kemba Walker. But at the same time, after all is said and done, I guess I could pull that up in a second. After all is said and done, we ended up with 3 first round picks for next year. So next year we actually have 5 first round draft picks in next year's draft. Because I mean, we've done plenty of pods or whatever, right? So, I've said it before. Like after Ivy, every player is just like the Spider-Man me. I can't tell which player is different than the other. Like somebody says, "Oh, Dyson Daniel, that's the guy. That's the guy." Oh no, Mathurin, that's the guy. Then the other light skinned dude, there's a whole like plethora of light skinned guys. Yeah, that's the guy right there. So guys can't get mad, about that because it's really just is a crapshoot. Literally, right after Jaden Ivy, when you look at this list, after Jaden Ivey, talking about Shaden Sharp, Mathurin, Dyson Daniels, Johnny Davis. What's the difference between those guys? There really is just like who's gonna pop? Who's gonna pop more than the other? And then you could say we got Quentin Grimes, and Quentin Grimes, we're waiting for him to do the same thing. So we doubled down on Quentin Grimes, thinking that maybe he could do what those guys could do, you know.
Well, you hope that we double down on Quinn Grimes because you know how the Knicks do. Tibbs don't care about that, and that's what I'm scared about. Like we
Yeah.
get Tibbs out of his own way, and taking some of these picks and removing some of these vets. I mean, if that's the plan and you trying to go get Jalen Brunson, okay, cool. Like it sounds cool,
Yeah.
but again, it's like the whole East has gotten better. What are you trying to accomplish by paying this man $28 million and putting that type of pressure on this man? And is he going? And then the second thing to that is he going to play with? number 30? Because I damn sure don't want him to be a corner merchant at number 30. And what's crazy is Jalen Brunson and Quickly. You look at these two side by side in first 2 years. Quickly average 11, Brunson average 9. Basically 3 assists for Brunson, 2 rebounds for Brunson, and 3 assists for Quickly, 3 rebounds for Quickly. Both, I say 55% true shooting percentage. Both. And Quickly has made 1.8, well, basically 2 threes per game in his first 2 years. Brunson was making under 1 3 per game in his first 2 years. So it's like, do I really want to spend 28 million on a guy when I got Quickly, when I could just give Quickly the job? But obviously our management doesn't see it that way because they continuously look outside of the house looking at Brunson and all of those other guys instead of looking at what you got in house, which is Quickly. So it's tough for me. And then you sign Kemba Walker, right? But then you use an asset to get off Kemba Walker's contract. So what if we don't even get Brunson in free agency? What if 12:01 a.m. he says he's re-signing with the Mavericks? Then what?
Well, that's the thing. It's not like the Knicks said that they were going to sign or try to sign Brunson. This is just media speculation. Like we didn't get like Leon Rose didn't come out and say that oh, we're going to try to get this dude. You know what they did say, and they actually put out a statement. They were just like that we're stacking assets and we're trying to do it that way. That's all they said. They didn't say that they were going after Brunson. The same thing with Ivy. Everyone was so hyped on Ivy, but if you look at the deal, do you know how much of a pipe dream that was? So I mean, I just had the draft up. Like Sacramento didn't even want Ivy. They didn't even want Ivy. So that wasn't even the team to trade with. They wanted Keegan Murray. They didn't want nothing to do with anything that we have. I have something queued up here to us. I guess I could show, Uncle Alan some love, man. But this is Alan Hahn here. He was on the wrong show though, but I guess they're affiliates. And just for the culture, I'll play it. But I don't fuck with the Michael K show, But here we go.
They did try to move up. From what I know, there was attempts at 4 with the Kings. The Kings said, you have nothing we want. And then your draft picks were like, meh. So then they tried at 5 with the Detroit Pistons. And the Pistons, I'm told, kind of said, yeah, no way. We want that pick. We're not interested in moving off this pick because we know what's there. They tried to move up. There were no options, no reasonable options for them. And what they learned was they don't have enough assets and there's not enough value on their roster. We put so much value into Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes because we see them every day. And as fans, you just say that these are our draft picks. We fall in love with them. They're our kids, and it's like, you can't trade these guys. And the other teams are looking going, those are not starters in the NBA. So we need starters if you're going to trade for a high-end pick or a high-end player. And the Knicks don't possess that right now.
Yeah, so what do you think about what Uncle Alan was saying?
Shut him off. That was a whole Ponzi scheme for him to front for Tibbs. Tibbs just wasted a whole fucking season playing the vets. What are you talking about? The young guys don't got value. Of course they don't got value. You didn't fucking play him. Yeah. Duh. Why you didn't bring up Tibbs not playing the guys you trying to trade, clown? Nobody don't want no fucking Alec Burks. Who wants Evan Fournier? He shot his foot. And then on top of that, the meaningless wins. The late March wins. You try to trade up for a guy, you could have easily just played all the young guys, lost a couple games, so you know what, we'll pack it in, we'll take it in the next season. But no, you want to win late March games, and then tried to trade up for a guy you could have easily had if you would have had a better pick instead of 11. Like the Knicks always do it. Like get the fuck out of here, Allen. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, I mean, he has a point a little bit because I mean, fans do overhype our guys, and they kind of like they just overhype and over state the fact that some guys are like don't belong here. We all are guilty of it. You know what I'm saying. But I mean, from the outside looking in, of course, like just those guys alone are not going to pull the big deals. So, I'm just looking at it from Leon Rose's perspective. He has tips there. They paid him. You know what I'm saying? So they got to pay the guy. So they're going to try to get as much out of him as possible. So they basically took Tibbs out of his own misery. They traded Walker away. They're clearing cap space. They're clearing a path for the young guys to play. So I mean, based off that the Kemba Walker deal, I feel like Alec Burks and Noel and those guys, they're probably going to be dumped the same way within the week. That's what I'm assuming. The same way people assume that, oh, we're clearing this cap space for Jalen Brunson. I can assume that maybe Leon Rose is protect not protected, but like keeping Tibbs from himself. He's paving the way for the young guys to get their minutes, but leaving the door open to make a move to be able to get like some guys in here to help us. You know.
Cool.
Because I mean, after those trades, that with the 11th pick, we weren't going to give the 11th pick to anybody and get anything. And add the Dallas pick and pick swaps and everything everybody was saying. But now we have 5 first-round picks in next year's draft. So now we could throw 3 first-round picks in next year's draft on a trade in next year's draft, and now you have something to talk about. Now you could put Fournier and Nerlens Noel in a deal and then throw 3 first-round picks for next year, and now you can say, "Oh shit." That kind of now I might do that. I might make a deal. And not to mention, shout out to Mike Doc. I call him Mike Doc. I'm quite sure he's in the chat. We were talking offline, but I was gonna say it anyway. We got Rokas, and you want to talk about a player, this guy DeJounte Murray in the Spurs. We add Rokas to that deal, maybe add 3 first-round draft picks, send Fournier's ass over there, and then we might be able to get DeJounte Murray on this team.
Spurs would never do business with the Knicks after what the Knicks did to the Spurs 3 years ago. That's not even on.
What they do to them?
Remember with the Mook Morris deal? And Greg Popovich said the Knicks acted unprofessional. They will not do business with the Knicks at all. So I don't expect the Knicks to get DeJounte Murray.
So what was unprofessional about the Knicks?
I think that was when Mook Morris had fired Rich Paul and Greg Pop said the Knicks acted unprofessionally. I forgot what the overall case may be, but for sure, like Greg Pop was tight with the Knicks over that.
I remember that, but it has to do with some agent shit, like the,
Yeah.
the guys already had a deal in place. Like he was actually on a San Antonio roster, and then he reneged on the deal, and then he ended up signing with the Knicks. But that had to do with agent stuff. So I get that, But outside of that, if you're gonna get 3 first-round picks in the next year's draft, it's like, hey, and you get the rights to Rokas too. That's something that I would think about it from San Antonio, because they got to be thinking about rebuilding. They can't be trying to win with that roster, because with John Murray, he's making money, but he's kind of like off the timeline a little bit. He's off the timeline with them, so they might need to move off of him, move some of these other guys around, move them up a little bit, and then start to really tank and do what they do in San Antonio. And the 3 first-round draft picks for next year, that's right up their alley right there.
I mean, if they want to do business with the Knicks, I just don't think they will, like at all. After what Greg Popovich said about the Knicks, with that Greg, because Greg Popovich, I think he let one of his young guys go just to get Mook Morris to come in, and then when Mook Morris reneged on the deal, Greg Popovich couldn't get that said player back. So that's the reason why he said the Knicks actor. I don't think that's possible.
What, Lucas Sematic?
It,
Sematic, whatever his name was.
it was somebody. It was some player.
I remember he dumped him, and then I don't know if that was the same timeline. I'm not sure exactly.
But DeJounte Murray is cool. I don't know about his fit with number 30, because DeJounte Murray is not a good floor spacer. He needs the ball in his hands. I don't think he's good off ball, and I don't think he's good with catching shoots. So, he's a great defender, by the way. I think he's the youngest ever to be all NBA defense.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's not even on the cards for me right now, because I'm trying to figure out what is the plan with Leon Rose. Like you get a 2023 first from via Detroit, protected 1-18. You get a 2023 first from Washington via protected 1-14. Okay, cool. You get Milwaukee's 2025 pick. Okay, you get $18 million in cash space. All right, cool. But what is the direction? certain players on my roster that I shouldn't be looking at all anymore.
But how do you get rid of those guys? We shouldn't be looking at them, but the guys are signed. They're signed to the roster. So how do you flip them? You flip them by stockpiling picks and maybe sprinkle in something. Because I mean, how do you get rid of Kem Walker and trade? The Knicks have to wheel and deal and figure out something to make it happen.
So you give up a first to give up Kemba Walker. You hear how ridiculous that sounds? That is
Yeah, I
bad.
mean that it sounds ridiculous right here. You know what they did? They're gonna send whatever. But I mean, once the deal was done, you know the Knicks ended up with 3 first-round picks. They turned one pick into 3 thing, and then they dumped Walker for the trouble.
What is those 3 first-round picks going to do for us next season?
What would it do for us for on in this season? Because we can't draft 5 guys next year. That's the thing. We can't draft 5 guys in the first round next year. So some of those guys are definitely going to get moved. So I mean, like I said, you take a Fournier, right? Like that's another thing too, man. Like we got these guys that we want to move, but you just said like who wants Alec Burks and all this guy? But what will make these guys move is if you drop one of these first round picks on them.
My point to that is I shouldn't have to waste first-round picks for a mistake. That's my point. You know what?
But what's the mistake though? That's the thing. What's the mistake?
The mistake is signing those bums. That's the mistake. When you get the 4th seed, the dominoes that followed is horrible. You signed Evan Fournier. I don't care if he broke John Stark's record. I really don't. Alec Burks is doodle. No, let me be respectful. I'm going to be respectful. Alec Burks is a cool basketball player. But Tibbs, this 64-year-old dumbass, continues to put Alec Burks in spots where he does not excel at, like starting point guard. But then lie to me and you, and he say, "Oh, we have no other option." So, I'm kind of annoyed at the direction. I don't know the direction. These 3 picks don't tell me direction. You know,
But stay. Listen, man. We opened up a hole in cash space, right? And then the hole is for something. So the Knicks are preparing to try to get somebody. But I'm saying like I said, we cannot draft 5 dudes next year. So getting these picks, we're not drafting 5 guys next year. So I'm saying obviously that we're gonna tack some of these picks onto somebody. So what is the direction? The direction is trying to preserve the young guys, right? And then maybe stockpile a little bit of assets to sprinkle in there to make a move. So at this point, regardless if Fournier broke the record and Alec Burks, finally got some good sneakers, respectable pair of sneakers, and he's playing like that, regardless of that, these guys are just contracts at this point. They just contracts. They're not a part of the timeline. They're not a part of what the base of the team is. The base of the team is all the young guys that we have. I think they already proved that. They proved Tibbs wrong, made Tibbs look like an idiot at the end. Because if Tibbs wanted to shut it down at the draft, at the trade deadline, then he could have been playing the kids from then, and we probably would have made the playoffs based on the effort that our guys gave. As soon as they started getting minutes. I think the front office is standing their ground and still doing their job, as far as keeping the Knicks flexible to do something. Like we're still flexible to get something done if somebody wants to get a deal done.
I personally think they trying to get on Jalen Brunson. They're going to, and I don't think that money should be for nobody else. You can't do moves like this and tell me, hey, Nick Nation, I'm gonna bring y'all back Tyus Jones. Like, come on now, I need more bang for my buck, man.
Why does it have to be the negative thing though? Why does it have to be okay? We clear this cap space so we can get Tyus Jones. Why does it have to be that?
But
That's off the deep end negative right there.
That's a guy who played for Tibbs. Tyus Jones comes to mind. Does Tyus Jones give you confidence that we gonna be top 8 seed in the East next season? It don't give me confidence.
But where you come in with Ty Jones though? You just came with like the most negative thing that you could possibly think of. Like, why would that be the move? We cleared the cap space and we got the extra draft pick so we could sign Tyus Jones.
So what if
that can't be where we're going?
So what if Jalen Brunson resigns with the Mavs, which can happen because the Knicks is the biggest what if team,
right?
And Tyus Jones, that's what we cleared cap space for. We traded a first round pick to get Mark Walker's contract off the Knicks to have cap space for Tyus Jones. That's Leon Rose's move in 3 years he's been here. Really?
Yeah, but I'm saying you're saying Tyus Jones. You know what I'm saying? So where is that coming from though? Why are you saying Tyus Jones?
Tyus Jones because of Tibbs. That's a Tibbs guy. He played for Tibbs already. That's the reason why.
Yeah,
And
but
Tyus,
there's a few players that play for Tibbs. Zach Levine played for Tibbs too. So why don't you talk about Zach Levine? Why do we have to go to Tyrus Jones?
Zach Levine gives me seventh, ninth seed vibes. I don't want to do that. That's selling me a dream. I don't want Zach Levine here. We not.
Yeah, but the dream is set up though. We're creating cash space, so the cash space is for something. So like the thing is here. Look, let's do this. This dude his name is Spreewell 8 whatever. Everyone can see it on the screen here. Me and him was talking earlier, and he said he could explain, but I already did a whole podcast on it. But this is a rumor that he heard on FAN, right? So the Knicks are doing a signing trade with Randle for Brunson. So right off the bat, what do you think about that idea?
That's great and all. That's positive. That speaks. Okay, now you're doing something. But what's the next move after that?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. They created cap space, right? But if they trade Brunson for Randall, now those guys delete each other, but then you bring Brunson in here, and now you have the cap space.
Still have the cap space, right? That's cool. Now you cooking. See, now you cooking. Now
That's what I'm saying. Now we cooking, but you went from let's talk about something like this. Then you went to Ty Jones. Like, damn, why you down on Hunts Point looking for strippers with no teeth? It's like, damn, son, like we can't go midtown to see if we can get like an escort or something. We went straight to the slums to get like Granny with the with the granny panties trying to get some action. That's what we doing.
Oh man, don't do that, man. He ain't a scrub, man. He's not a scrub. But if you miss out on Brunson, who the hell you gonna get playing at point guard?
Well, I just told you, freaking DeJounte Murray. We in the mix with him too. And then you also said that quickly and Brunson had the same stats over the last few years. So we could just go with quickly if that's the case. Go with quickly. We still got Deuce McBride to come off the bench to be the backup, so we can make do with that. And then let's say if we do that, now we don't have to waste the energy to trade like for a point guard, nothing like that. We can say, okay, listen, if since we had Alec Burks at point last year and Alfred Payton at point before, we could just put quickly in our own guys, homegrown talent that we drafted, make them the point guards, and then use the assets that we have to go flip and get somebody else.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
You think Tibbs gonna do that?
but Tim's is an employee though. He's not in management. He's an employee. Oh shit. Eddie C is here. I just peeped that.
So no, so why Tibbs look like he just gooning Leon Rose right now? Like why he just
Yeah. What's good, Eddie C?
What's up, Eddie? Oh, Eddie on mute, I guess.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good, man?
How you guys doing, man?
Chilling.
What's up, Eru? What's up, State? How you doing, brother?
Yeah,
What's up,
man.
bro?
Good to hear your voice up on here, man. I haven't spoken to you in a while.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute. I mean, I'm actually still working, so I'm on my home computer, so I got the avatar. But this is
Okay.
better because I got my headphones, got no camera though.
All right, no problem.
Um,
But you in here right in the mix of it now. We arguing here about the cat space and stuff like that. So just focus on this right here. What do you think about Randall and Brunson doing a sign and trade like that?
um, I think that'd be best case scenario. To be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to that, right? But if that were to go down, I think that's best case scenario because of what you just said about the cap space. So that means we'll be able to have enough cap space to try to get somebody else to pair up with Brunson to pair up with RJ. And now we talking. So me, I like to keep my assessments to the end of the full period when these things go down, draft, free agency, trades. Then I put my 2 cents in You know, I don't go crazy in draft. I don't go crazy just after trades. I don't go crazy. I have to wait a little bit just to find out exactly what's going on. And the draft was just the first piece. Now next week is free agency, right?
Right.
If we're able to get more cap space, if we're able to do this, what Mr. I think this is Spreewell, right? This guy is Spreewell.
Yeah, Sprewell
What
fan 8.
what what he put out.
Yeah.
I mean, now we in business, bro. Because if you have Brunson, you got RJ, and you pick up a Brady, and what it says here in the tweet, Bradley Beal. What you gonna say about what the Knicks did on draft night?
God. Here we go. Yo, Nick fan. Yeah, I got a Nick fan I work with earlier. Right? With him earlier. You know, same shit. Just this Bradley Bill stuff, man. And we gonna open cap space, man. I remember 11, 12 years ago, LeBron James supposed to be a Nick. I don't care about free agency, bro. I've been done with free agency, bro. I don't even want to think about Bradley Bill being on my team. It's but where's what's the direction? We don't need both. Do you want both Jalen Brunson and Bradley Bill? You don't. Come on now. Now, I don't know, man.
But I mean, how could you complain about having Jalen Brunson and Bradley Beal after what we came into the season with?
Because those are two guys you're spending over $200 million, and neither player could defend a hint of basketball.
I mean, but that's only one part of the basketball thing. They can defend enough. Of course, they're definitely short. You know, they're definitely short and whatever. So I mean, they can defend enough, but at the same time, Bradley Beal could score 30 points a game if you need him to. We saw what Brunson could do. Brunson can at least give you 15 points a game and be a point guard. So I mean, the backcourt will be one of the best backcourts in the NBA, regardless of the defense. You know, so I mean, you can't really complain about that if that's the move, because that's not the only two guys on the team. We still got them. And you know, if I guess maybe if we traded RJ, you know, just gonna give me Randall for Brunson. Now you got you know, Obi with RJ, and you got Bradley Beal and Brunson. You know, I mean, that's still that's better than how we started last year.
We just gonna play 2K, huh? I don't. Yeah.
What would be the best? What would be the direction that you want though? Like, you don't like the direction of the Knicks, right? So I asked both you guys, right? So what's the direction that you want the Knicks to go in? So you know, stay you started up, and then you know, you give your rebuttal, zombie.
So he said best case scenario, you sign and trade Brunson and we still got the cap space. Now I don't want Bradley Beal with Brunson because Bradley Beal needs the ball. 1, 2, he does not defend a hint of basketball. And 3, I prefer for us to use that money to try to get a wing. Now, who's that said wing? I don't know. So let me open up
No,
another.
State man, listen. Like you said, you don't like the direction of the team, right? So forget the Jalen Brunson for Randall trade. You don't like the direction of the team. So but aside getting Trey Jones and whatever, and you say we need a wing, but you don't know who that wing is going to be. You got to say what's the direction you want to go in.
They have to trade Randall so it could be more clear when it comes to the roster. This
Right.
roster is there right now. You have to trade Randall. You have to trade the vets. If you don't trade Randall, you have to trade Obi. I don't understand the direction with the Knicks right now. This is why those 3 first-round picks that you continuously talk about, those picks don't really mean nothing to me because none of those picks can help my team for next season unless he does a move where he could get the other bums off the Knicks right now currently. The best case scenario really is that Jalen Brunson stuff. But I mean, come on, man. I've been a Knicks fan for 21 years, man. Jalen Brunson is the best Leon Rose got for me in 3 years. You really Steve Mills left that man with $74 million in cap space and left that man with a 19-year-old RJ Barrett. This the best you got for me in 3 years, bro?
But listen, we made the trade for Brunson right now. Okay, you said okay, that's good. That would be your best case scenario. The next part of that is getting Zach LaVine here or Bradley Beal. Regardless of what you think about the defense, Zach LaVine averaged 30 points once, and Bradley Beal averaged 30 points. So I mean, these guys are NBA players. So if we get Brunson and either Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal, then you can't say that's not a good thing. You can't say that's not a good thing.
That team would not get out the first round, bro.
But right now we're not even getting in the playoffs right now though.
No, we could get to the playoffs if we just get Brunson. We could get to the playoffs.
With
The
just Brunson alone, and then what else?
the problem is I don't know what else is. That's one, and then two, Tibbs is the coach, and I don't know if 30 is going to still be here. It's so many questions that needs to be answered within the next 2 weeks. I
Right.
need for me to feel confident in what they're doing right now, because right now I'm not confident in what they're doing right now. I'm looking at the free agency list. I'm not confident in this free agency list at all.
Well, let me hear what Zombie got to say. Zombie, what's up? We're talking about direction. So as it is now, the Knicks got a little bit of cap space, and we got like 11 first round picks over the next 7 6 7 years, 11 second round picks. So I mean, we're not drafting all those guys in this, that, and the other. So just what do you think about the direction, or how would you like the direction to go?
All right, so I'm gonna start with this premise.
Mm.
We already saw what the Portland Trailblazers got for Jeremy Grant, right? I think we all can agree that Jeremy Grant is probably one of the better power forwards in the game right now, right?
Right.
Top 10 at least, Jeremy Grant. And they had the Milwaukee 2025 first round draft pick, which now we own, right?
Right.
At that point in time, the chatter was, that was worthless. Like they got him for a bag of chips, this and that. But I'm putting that out there just to let everybody know what the real value is in the NBA right now. You know what I'm saying? If they could have gotten a better deal, Portland would have done that, obviously.
Right.
Right. So they got Jeremy Grant for, I don't know, whatever it was, and the 2025 pick. We went out and we did this. We traded our pick. We acquired the Charlotte Hornets pick. What did Charlotte get from us? A bag of peanuts. I mean, what did we hold on, was it Charlotte?
The
Yeah,
Knicks,
Charlotte traded their 13th pick to us. And then we traded it to the Pistons. That's how we got the Milwaukee pick.
Right.
So, okay, so I say that to say that's what things are worth right now. You're not getting no lottery picks for these players and this and that and blah blah blah. So when the Knicks did what they did, you have to understand the temperature in the room and what things are worth nowadays and why they had to do what they did. They got off having to pay a kid in the 11th pick $4 million per year for the next 4 years, and having to re-up him because that's what usually happens on rookie deals, right? You don't want unless you pick somebody bad. So now they did all this. Why? Because they want to have cap space. The writing has been on the wall since the end of the season. William Wesley is not going to go to Dallas in the first game of the playoffs with whoever he went to check out Jalen Brunson for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were there to really look at Jalen Brunson, and that was probably one of his better games, I believe. The first game against, I don't know who it was, but he played phenomenal in that game. Okay, so it leads me to believe that they're trying really hard after they couldn't get Jaden Ivey, who's somebody that I wanted, and I'm pretty sure everybody in Knicks universe wanted.
Yeah.
After they couldn't get him, they went to Plan B, and this is Plan B. They're trying to get cap room so they can get Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is going to be phenomenal for us. He's going to help out RJ a lot. He's going to help him develop a lot. He's going to help out if we have Randle. If we do just a sign and we don't give up Randle, which is most likely the scenario that's going to happen, he's going to be great for Randle too. He's going to take basketball handling responsibilities away from him. That means Randle could be fresher. He can be in his spots. He can do other things. That's the direction basically at this point in time, because I'm not going to go overboard and say that I want this, I want that, I want Zach LaVine, I want Bradley Beal, I want blah, 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 because it's a long time from now for me to get there. So as long as we're able to get the cap space, sign him firstly, and get him to our team, I'm okay with that for this year. And maybe we don't make the playoffs. Maybe we make a play in. Maybe we don't make a play in. Maybe we're in the lottery again next year. The lottery is stacked for next year. Maybe there'll be a player that the Knicks like, and they'll be like, okay, we'll spend a pick on this kid, and maybe everybody will be happy with the player that we select, and we can go on from there. But at this point in time, this is what the New York Knicks organization has shown me that they're doing. They're clearing cap space. They got rid of their first round pick. We got extra picks. They're clearing up cap space to sign one of the better free agents of this class, and they're going to bring him over to the team. A 25-year-old kid who's part of the family, who's part of the organization. His dad was just hired this year. They've known him since he's a child, and he's made a tremendous jump this year. Last year, just before I finish, last year we did make the signings. I agree 100% we stayed on that. Like, they made a lot of mistakes last year. We didn't know they were mistakes until this year. Hindsight is 2020.
Right.
So now this guy blows up, and now you have the opportunity to get Jalen Brunson because you didn't have that opportunity to end it last year. Nobody knew that he was going to blow up like that, because if not, Dallas would have paid him the $55 million that they offered him. You know what I'm saying? And now he's doubled that price. So now they're stuck in no man's land with him because they got to pay him $100 million if they want to keep him. So now they have the opportunity to get one of these top free agents for this year, and that's what they're doing. They're going after that. So right now, that's all I got. Go after the player that you've coveted since the end of the season, that we have seen that they've done this. They went to his game, get it done, bring him over, and let's just go from there. And then if they could clear more cap space, do other more phenomenal things, I'm just here along for the ride like everybody else.
Yeah, I'm with that, man. That's at least that's like level head. Because I mean, it's not looking too far ahead, and it's looking just right what's happening now. I guess. Not to get too upset or too down. I get it,
Yeah, bro. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do, Ero. You can't go crazy over things that have happened. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you don't really understand. Yo, you was at the draft, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? We were all confused.
Yeah.
We didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, I turned it off.
Yeah. Well, initially, both of you guys, what you guys initially thought of Ousmane Deng when you heard that name?
Yo, it felt like 1999 Frederick Weiss over Ron Artest. Like yo, Eru, when I tell you I laughed, yo, that was the laugh. I haven't laughed like that in like 6 months, bro. Literally, like that. It was laughable what Leon Rose did. But when I sat down, gave it a couple hours, I'm like, okay, what he did is cool, but Leon Rose is still ass. What is his best move in 3 years? He gotta do more, man. He gotta do
But the,
more. Too
Well, I
concerned.
mean, the only thing that he could do is draft. Like making the move to get Ivy. I mean, that's a pipe dream. It was always a pipe dream. It was like something that was not going to happen because you saw how it played out. Kings didn't even want Ivy, and of course, Detroit was not going to trade Ivy. So
And,
it's like really a pipe dream for us to get that dude. So outside of that, the rest of the guys are all the same dude. You know.
but you know what, dog? You know what happens when you get them late March wins? You can't get Ivy.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, you can't go back on that. That's what happened. And it's not. And the thing is, we get the late March wins. You keep saying that, but we played the kids during that time. So if we played the kids in February, we wouldn't have had a bad February, and we would have made the playoffs anyway.
That's a great hypothetical. I would love that hypothetical, but another person can say what I just said, and you can't even.
I know, but you said I'm giving you a hypothetical, but we played the kids at the end. So what do you want them to do? If the Knicks, we already played the kids already. So if they would have benched RJ, and no, excuse me, RJ was hurt actually. So if they would have benched Obi for no reason and benched quickly for no reason, and then started playing the other bottom of the bench guys, that didn't play all year, the Knicks would have got fined for tampering. I mean, not tampering, for what do you call it, tanking. They would have got fined for throwing games.
So OKC was throwing games. A team started G Leaguers against us. What is
But
the
they've been playing G Leaguers all season, though. They've been playing G Leaguers all season. The Knicks weren't doing that. So I
Yeah,
mean,
but-
at the end of the year, to purposely lose games, they would have had to bench Obi and quickly, because Obi was getting 40-point games and 30-point games. Quickly was getting triple doubles and all kind of stuff. They would have had to send them home in order for us to lose all those games.
Oh, that's no problem, bro. The Knicks can't get their head out of their own ass. If you was thinking about Ivy in February, you would have been doing exactly what you just said, or you would have just been playing the kids since January.
But the option was play the kids at the end. That way we could lose. That's the problem. That's what you said. Play the kids so we could lose, but when we played them, we won.
So then if we would have won with them, no problem, right?
Right.
So then what the fuck is them doing?
I mean, yo, State, you're always going in circles like this. You're always going in circles.
Listen, you can't give me that narrative that, oh, if we played the kids earlier in January, the Knicks would have went to the playoffs. We both don't know that. We both don't know that.
But you're saying that the Knicks should have benched Obi and quickly at the end, and then we would have lost all the games. You can't give me that either.
What? The Knicks don't need to bench him. Just bench all the vets and play all the kids. Play the G Leaguers. That's all you need to do. And if you win games with them, okay, no problem. But you cannot lose games where Alec Burks is your starting point guard. That's a no-no. No. You can't go on a losing streak, and then during your losing streak, you're in an interview, and you literally tell me and other Knicks fans with a straight face, you don't have another option. You can't do that. You can't do that. You pick a direction. Me and you having this debate right now, and you telling me, yeah, we would have won with the kids, but I don't know.
But we did win with the kids, though. You said we lost. We lost in March, meaningless games in March, but we won with the kids.
I mean, what you want me to say?
It's not a narrative. We won with the kids at the end.
Bro, what you want me to say, bro? I'm happy for it, but we got the 11th pick.
I think what you should have said, State, is bench the kids and start the veterans. We probably would have lost those games.
Hell nah, man.
I think that's what you really want to say.
Just
and that's how we would have lost, because if we all know that the kids play better than the vets anyway.
So then just play them. Instead of us having these ridiculous arguments about the vets and the kids, I don't want to have that argument next season at all. The Knicks should be winning games next season. There should be no excuses with all of these young guys that we got, man.
But listen, based off of what happened with Kemba Walker, we used a draft pick to get rid of Kemba Walker, but then somehow through flipping picks, we ended up with 3 first-round picks for next year. So just because the Knicks did that, we added a pick to get rid of a player. What's to say the Knicks won't do the same thing? Because they proved that they could do it.
I mean, if that's the plan that's going to help us win games, I mean,
how did you feel, Stay? How did you feel about last year's draft when we like traded down and we did all this stuff, and like instead of taking what's the kid from Charlotte? I forget his name because he didn't even play. Kai Jones. Instead of taking Kai Jones and all these guys, we traded down and we ended up with Quentin Grimes.
Nah, I'm not really mad at it. I understood it. I understand.
But okay. But the thing is that at the moment it probably didn't resonate, right? At the moment, we had that, we trading down, we had this and that. And at the end of the year, when you really looked at that draft and you saw the people that were drafted in front of Quentin Grimes and you saw the people who were drafted behind Quentin Grimes, maybe there was 1 or 2 guys that you could be like, yo, I wanted this guy. I wanted Herb Jones. And you didn't even know how Herb Jones was going to be, until the end of the season too. So
that's very true. Real quick, Eddie, that's very true. But you can't use that narrative for this year because we didn't draft nobody in the first round. And anybody who gets drafted after
we did draft somebody.
Who we draft?
We drafted Ousmane Deng, and then we traded him. And to go back to that, okay, if you're just looking at it face value, as just because that was the original question that Eru asked, was what did you think about the guy that we picked? At face value, I think he had one of the best, the biggest, the highest potential out of anybody that we could have drafted at that spot. He did have the highest potential because Oklahoma City snatched him up. But the thing is that we would have to wait 4 to 5, maybe to 6 years to see him pop. And with the way Knicks fans are, we have no patience. We have no patience at all.
Well,
and if we would have drafted this kid, and he would have played in the G League for 2 to 3 years, we would have been sitting here talking about, yo, why the hell did we draft this kid if he's not even going to play?
Well, not for nothing. I think the kid would have played. It would have been a little sooner than 3-4 years or whatever. I mean, because 6'9", you want to talk about a wing? He's a wing. If you look at his highlights, the guy has a handle, decent handle.
Listen, I love him. I think he's just that guy right there that you have on the screen, Nicholas Batum.
Right.
I think he's Nicholas Batum. But we're not. We have Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose needs to win right now. Like Leon Rose ain't gonna wait 4 or 5 years for him to
Dolan
be.
not gonna wait. I
And
think that.
nobody is. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
waiting.
you
Ain't
can't put
nobody
Dolan in it.
waiting
You can't
for
put
him
Dolan
to
in it.
be the next Brandon Ingram 4, 5, 6 years from now. We need to get this done now.
That's the thing too. Like, I mean, like by deleting the pick, because I mean, we're on a certain timeline now. All of our guys, even though they're young, like these guys are like in their early 20s now. So it's like we're on a certain timeline. So bringing in a 19-year-old is not necessarily helping what we're doing here. We kind of need to piece together, you know, and clean up what we've been doing the last few years. You know, we need to clean it up. So I mean, clearing the cap space that we did, that's the whole purpose of that. We got to clear some of these guys out of here so we can clear up the mistakes. That's roster building. You have to constantly, you know, be in the mix of trying to fix, you know, what you did wrong the year before. It's always a constant thing until you win that championship. You know.
Right.
So let me throw this at you. Say like a team like Boston, right? Boston they almost traded you know, this guy Brown. They almost traded that dude. They were gonna break up him and the other kid. They were gonna break them up right after, especially after we lost to they lost to us. They were talking about trading one of them, you know, to break up that thing. So they was this close to being a lottery team this year. You know, but they you know, through perseverance and this, that, and the other, they got themselves together and they you know, projecting themselves into where they are now. But they're not. I'm looking at Boston. They're not that much better than us. You know, they might have you know, one guy that you like or another guy that's better than some of the guys that we have. But how much you know, far away from the Knicks are they? They're not that far away from us.
I agree. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I know that they have probably the two kids that I would love to have on my team because they're both kids, 24, 25 years old, 26.
Right.
Um, Tatum, you know, he's the real deal, and Jaylen Brown has become the real deal. Um, and I guess the difference between us and them is that.
Well, if you
Besides
look at
that, everything else is even keel. We just need to get those type of players.
but say like the Boston, do you see Boston going back to the finals next year? That's not a lock,
Yeah, I don't know.
you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I mean, everybody's gonna try to get better for the same thing that you're saying. Like they can, it was wide open. Like anybody could have been in there. It could have been Miami. Could have been the Bucks. You know, ironically, is the teams that they beat. But anything could
Philly,
get
man.
flip flop. Philly's coming back.
Yeah, Philly
Um,
should have been the team. They had the you know, the MVP should have been the MVP, and they had a
Toronto
former
should be
MVP.
better.
Yeah, Toronto's gonna be better. There's a lot of teams
I
out
mean,
there.
it's tough, man. It's gonna be tough. No matter who we take, who we bring in, it's gonna be tough. Ain't nobody doubting that. This is what competitive basketball is, man. Even though you got look, these guys had KD and Kyrie and James Harden on their team, and this and that on their team. They had what's the kid, the Australian guy, had a bunch of dudes on their team, bro.
Yeah,
Lost in the first round.
yeah. I mean, you know, it happens. Winning in basketball is not so cut and dry. It's not so easy to figure out, like how to put the right mix together to win.
You
It's not
imagine,
always.
Nehru, if
Mhm.
we would have had KD, Kyrie on our team, if it would have been the Knicks and we would have lost in the first round,
There would be
would
no
you
podcast.
imagine the Sodom and Gomorrah that New York City would be?
Yeah, there
Because
would
we
be no
did everything
podcast.
that we wanted to do, and it still didn't get done.
Yeah, especially with COVID. Nobody expected COVID to happen. But if Kyrie was in New York with COVID during the COVID years and he couldn't play, and then Durant was hurt for a year, oh come on, man. You know, like there would be no podcast, man, because nobody was gonna waste their time talking about the Knicks in that situation. You know, just straight screwed. Because look at them now. Brooklyn is hoping that somebody would give them a trade for Kyrie at this point. You know, and then you see Durant, you know, even this guy wrist tampering Damian Lillard. He posted a picture with you know, Kyrie, I mean Kevin Durant in like Blazers uniform. He posted it on IG. He's gonna get fined for that.
Question:
Yeah.
what is the trade package for Durant? You think he not for the Knicks though? I'm talking about like a team that's trading for him. If you was the team that had Durant, what would you ask for? You want me to tell you what I'll ask for?
I
The
want
same stuff that the Knicks got.
No, motherfucker.
We got 5 first round picks next year.
I want 5 firsts.
We got 5 first.
I want 5 firsts, and I want 3 young players.
We got 5 first, and we got 3 young players. We can get
I don't know
Durant
what
tomorrow.
you talking Arabic to me. You talking Chinese to me. You talking Ghanaian to me. I don't know what you talking to me, Hero.
But yo, State, you be bugging out, man. You just say, yo, I would need to give them 5 first and 3 young players. We got 5. We have 11 first round draft picks, and we got 3 young players to give.
I damn sure don't want Durant. I'm good on Durant. I do not
I know,
want
but I don't want Durant neither. But I'm saying, like you just said, nah, I would do this, and you speak Arabic. But yo, we have the package to get Durant if we wanted. That's the package. So the only team that can get Durant is us.
I hear you.
According to what you said just now.
Portland got enough ammo too.
Yeah, they got enough young people over there. They got some draft picks and young people to give away.
Portland has ammunition to get it done too. They just drafted Shaden Sharp. They have Simmons. They have the small forward. They have, I think, Josh Hart on that team.
Yeah.
They can give all their draft picks. You know, they can get it done. Now, I thought you were going to ask more about the tampering. The tampering is super, super intriguing to me because why the hell would he do that?
Yeah,
he must be really desperate.
Yeah. You know, or maybe
you don't do that.
You don't gotta be desperate. You see what's going on with the Nets.
But you don't do that. You don't do that, man. You don't go to another hospital and be like, yo, man, come work with me. You know what I'm saying? That's unethical.
Yeah, that's some shit, shit, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, man. You don't do shit like that,
dancing
bro.
in the video.
I'm not a company man.
Come sign a death row. Yeah, man. But I mean, when Portland drafted Shaden Sharp, that didn't make no sense because their team is a win now mode. So why would they draft Shaden Sharp, a guy that didn't even play college ball last year? So that's definitely that's a sign that they're going to trade that pick. So so maybe there is a deal in place, that they're trying to put the frameworks for, and then Damian Lillard kind of jumped the gun a little bit and posted because it's not just him, because his boy too, the Nikolai, whatever his name is, he also posted also. The same thing, so something must be going on with the agents or maybe with the organization where they know something could happen. But by doing that now, they might get in trouble for that now. That's crazy, man.
I wish the Knicks players start doing that.
And I'm just going through his profile right now. It looks like he deleted that.
Too late.
It's all over. It's all over the place now.
Yeah.
Is it for certain that he did that? Because there's a
lot of players do that on purpose.
Yeah,
people do some funny shit all the time, man.
But not only him, his teammate did it too. They both did it. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
What was the name of his teammate again? The center? It was a center.
Yeah, that center. I can't think of his name now, but the center that
Nurkic.
Like Nurkic, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what the hell his Instagram handle would be.
Yeah, but he posted it too. He posted the same thing, and he posted it on Twitter too.
Bosnian Beast, and he still has it up there.
He's wild. He's wild for the
He wild, yeah. He a crazy dude, man. He grabbed that kid's cell phone in the game and he threw it in the crowd.
Yeah.
That kid was like,
he had the Turkish drug dealer chain on.
Oh,
Man, yeah, man. I respect them dudes and Nikola Jokic's and them Nurkic's and them all them Urkic's. Yeah, you gotta respect them, bro.
Yeah. Well, we did draft somebody. This is the kid we drafted.
I love the kid that we drafted.
Yeah, Trevor Keels.
I thought he was first round talent. But things
so?
is different now, yo. Things are just different now, man. It ain't the same no more, bro.
So talk about him. What is your thoughts on him? Because when I first heard the name, I'm like, who? Because I didn't even watch college basketball, to tell you the truth, until the tournament. I don't really remember him. So if you got some info on the kid.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's you can see he's a big kid, so he's obviously slow for the point guard position. Right. He has no left. He doesn't really trust his left that much.
Oof.
And he had a bad shooting year. In high school, he shot the leather off the ball. He was supposed to come into Duke as a good shooter. It didn't translate. He shot below 30%. I believe. Okay, you got it there, right? He
Yep.
shot .312. Yeah, that's 31%. That's bad. Um, so that's the bad. His comparisons. Dort, Rodney Stuckey. I think they're great comparisons. I
Yeah.
think he's a little bit bigger than Dort.
Hmm.
Um, and I think he's a little shorter than Stuckey. Stuckey has probably a little bit more wiggle than he does, but Dort doesn't have the handle that he does. Okay, so they're like right in the middle. Um, so that was the bad. The good, big kid, 6'4" kid. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be able to take contact and he's gonna be able to give contact at the rim. He can play through contact. He can get fouls called. He's good in the pick and roll. He's going to catch the roll man very well. So I think him and Mitchell Robinson will be a great if he's able to get into the rotation. If he plays well enough to get into the rotation, and he's able to play with a Jericho Sims or a Mitchell Robinson, he knows how to play very well with big guys. Um, and he has potential as a shooter. He shot the ball bad, but with NBA shooting, it's your job. That's all you do every day. Shoot, shoot, shoot. He should probably get better. So my favorite things about him is his toughness on the defensive end. He's gonna dog you. He's a strong kid. Ain't nobody gonna body him. And he's 18 years old. He's super young. He's one of the youngest kids in the whole draft. So he has a lot of time to grow. I thought he was first round talent. He's playing with players like Paulo Banchero. He's playing with players like AJ Griffin. He's playing with players like Mark Williams. We're going to take all the attention, so there's not enough balls to feed everybody.
That's a whole
Um,
NBA squad, not for nothing. All those guys got
yeah,
drafted.
yeah, that's an NBA team. Yeah,
Yep.
that's an NBA team. So that bodes well for him. Um, and I had mentioned him. I said, "What happened to Trevor Keels? Nobody, I think he was getting a bad rap around the league, and all of a sudden, I came back to get when we got our pick because I left. It was my daughter's birthday, and I was
Oh,
and I
happy
s-
birthday.
and yeah, thanks,
Ooh.
man. She turned 17, and I left them over there. Well, there was all her friends and stuff. So I went to the living room and watched the draft. When I realized they wasn't drafting nobody, I said I'm gonna go get drunk and do some karaoke. So I went, got drunk, did some karaoke, sang some rancheras, and when I came back for the 42nd pick, I found out it was Trevor Keels, and I was super happy. I was super stoked. And I think we got a good kid.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. But I'm looking at these videos. I watched these things all night long until I realized what time it was. Because I was in AC, so I was in the hotel room by myself. Just watching videos or whatever. And stuff like this, him driving hard like that. Look at the contact. And then I like the aggressive. We're begging for guys to be like that. Out there. Quickly will score, and there's no action after. Quick
Yeah.
freaking Obi will go between the legs and dunk it, and there's nothing after. It's like no there's no thing. But I mean, this guy, he has at least like that drive, just looking after he scored, he just has like that strength about him, that got that dog really, and I
He
like that,
used to
man.
play football. He was a defensive end. He used to play football. So
Yo,
we're
he
getting a football
absolutely looks
player
like
here.
that. Yeah, he's 6'4", 225, and like you say, he's 18 years old. So I mean, that's a big boy, man. That's a big boy. He was just peeing in the bed
18
like
years
4 years
old.
ago.
That's nice.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
didn't.
He could
You know,
play in the backcourt with Emmanuel quickly just fine.
yeah.
He can play in the
Yeah.
backcourt with Emmanuel quickly just fine. He can play in the backcourt with Deuce McBride just fine. He can in multiple lineups. He can probably even play some small forward. So if we're able to develop this kid, he's probably going to play the whole year in the G League. Um, man, I hope he pans out, man.
Yeah, also too. I just like the grit about it. Not really super athletic, but at least he's like a guy. Somebody like that. You have on the just on the bench for practice. You gotta like every day in practice you gotta go against that guy. So that's good for roster building too. To have instead of having Archie Arcanado for the whole season, like what's he doing for you? You know, you know, in practice, man. A guy
Hold
like
on.
this
Hold
having to
on.
guard him.
Hold on. That's Jalen Brunson, college teammate. So be respectful.
Yeah. They did win championships together, man. But listen, man, same thing with Tibbs. Tibbs never played the guy, so And if he did play him, he's the only real point guard on the whole roster, and he was the one standing in the corner waiting for somebody to give him a pass. It's crazy. Yeah, man. So that's dope, man. But I mean, the questions and answers. Everybody's looking for the answers of what's going to happen next. But just from my stance, man, I'm just looking at it like everything is just done. There's nobody in the draft outside of Ivy that I wanted. That like for me, look, I'm watching this guy's highlights. Like, how much better is this guy compared to like a Johnny Davis or whoever else that you could think of? Are those players that much better than this dude? Shout out to Jarrell. Jarrell was saying that if he got drafted, he's not going to play, and then if he stayed in college, that he wasn't going to play because next year it would have been another big draft class, whatever. But I'm looking at this dude, the skill set. What's the difference?
And if you really look at it, he's kind of like Jaden. I mean, obviously he's not Jaden Ivey, but he has that build. Like, he's a big 6'4" guard, could play both positions, combo guard. So, we were looking for something specific, and this guy was just way cheaper.
Well, I hope God is with him, because you ain't seeing him until March 2024.
Most likely.
Happy to have him on the squad, but I'm not interested. Like I said earlier to somebody, like, I'm not interested in no type of lottery talk next season, man. I'm trying to go to the playoffs, man. I wasn't even interested in this year's lottery. So at the end of the day, yeah, the Knicks made a move, got 3 first-round picks. But at the same time, it's like, Leon Rose, what the fuck are you doing? What's the direction? You got $18 million in cap space. So you traded Kemba Walker once again to give Jalen Brunson a max, and you traded a first just to get off your mistake, a la Kemba Walker? That is a travesty. That does not sound good. It doesn't sound good on Leon Rose's resume. Leon Rose hands out $78 million to Evan Fournier. He's doodle. Alec Burks, come on, bro. You don't even try to get assets for those. You don't even try to get assets for Alec Burks at the trade deadline. So I want to see.
But listen, we got assets though. We traded the 11th pick. You didn't like the fact that whatever we did, but at the end of the night, we ended up with 3 first-round draft picks. So we did get assets.
Though. What are we doing with those draft picks?
But listen, regardless of what, you're always gonna say that. What are we doing? Whatever. We traded a pick for Walker. That didn't make no sense in the beginning. But by the end of the night, it was a 3-team deal, really. And then we ended up with 3 first. We had 1, and we ended up with 3 now.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, Evo. We going to year 3 with Leon Rose. Right. Our convo right now shouldn't be me saying to you, I don't know the direction. That's bad.
But what would have happened last night that would have showed you that we have a direction?
How about you trade up?
But that clearly was not going to happen, though. The way that it played out, that clearly was not going to happen.
And we both know why that wasn't going to happen, because the Knicks like late March wins. You're
going in circles. You're going in circles. You just got to go for what happened. Forget about that we lost or whatever. What the record was. This is the plate that's there. So like the trade up, we're not like you said, we should have traded up, but there was no trade. So you can't blame not being able to trade up on the fact that we won in March, because you're just going in circles.
We couldn't trade up because the Kings in Detroit don't want our bullshit. We got bullshit.
Well, we couldn't trade up because Kings clearly did not want Ivy, because they passed on the guy that we wanted. So they didn't like Ivy. They wanted Keegan Murray. And then Detroit was not going to pass up Ivy.
So why would Alan Hahn say the Kings in Detroit didn't want our assets? They didn't want our assets because of Tibbs depreciated everything.
But listen, what's the difference between you and Alan Hahn?
I talk that real shit. Fuck is you talking?
That's what I'm trying to say. What's the difference between Alan Hahn and Eddie C? I'd rather have Eddie C and you on the podcast than Alan Hahn. I never asked Alan Hahn to be on the podcast. I never asked any of these guys to be on the podcast, because I don't give a fuck what they got to say. I have Eddie C on the podcast. I have you on the podcast because I care about what the fuck you guys got to say. You know what I'm saying? Because you in the trenches with me, and Eddie C got a nice little insight of how he looks at the game stuff. You have your own way of the way you look at the game. I'd rather argue with you, about certain points and stuff than have Alan Hahn here like he's the expert. He ain't no fucking expert. I played the the video just for conversational purposes, not because I value anything with him. And I'm quite sure you don't, and Eddie C don't either. I value what you guys have to say more than these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like Alehan, but his word ain't Bible.
Yeah, I like him
His
too.
word
I
ain't
call, I call
God.
him
You
Uncle.
know
I
what I'm
call him
saying? Like
Uncle. Yeah, he's our cousin. He's like cousin Allen.
he's cool.
Yeah,
But he don't know. He knows as much as we know. Like just because he has probably some reporters that are closer in on the deals. Like if they didn't want to take Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, whoever it was that we offered, well, they didn't want to take him, bro. That's
yeah,
who we
man.
had to offer. We had nobody else to offer.
Yo,
Those are the players that we chosen, and those are the players that we running with. So I wouldn't have traded for Jaden Ivey either. Like I want that guy on my team. Why would Detroit trade him?
a fact. So let me present this to you two guys. You try and be positive here. Try and shed some light here, right? So so the plan. Okay, if you're telling me right now that the Knicks going in the next season and my starting five is Brunson, Cam Reddish, or Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett. I wish it was Obi Toppin, but I know it's gonna be fucking Julius Randle. Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Okay, we kind of cooking with grease there. Okay, I can understand the direction. That starting five tells me direction. Here's the problem. The 64-year-old dumbass, who's our coach, still has number 30 in the starting lineup. So I'm scared that Tibbs will still play the same way he has. He'll still do the same things on offense like the previous 2 seasons. He's still gonna play the vets, right? And he's going to he could possibly ruin Brunson by having Brunson just play off of that man. And he's kind of ruining that man I'm talking about because he's putting him in horrible positions to succeed. So now I'm just scared of that 64-year-old coach, man. Like I don't mind. I can't always say no to Brunson at 28 million if you're telling me, okay, I'm trading Randle because him and Randle both on 28 million, that's ridiculous. And then you play Brunson with the kids and you're telling me Brunson is the guy. He's the leader. Let him be the leader. I don't want too much of the nonsense, man, when it comes to the Knicks, man. They gotta have a direction, man. That's my thing with the Knicks. So is Brunson with the kids? Like, does that lineup say direction?
Well, I want Eddie C like to talk about what he was saying before about the fact that they went to see Brunson play, but they didn't just go Nick Brass. They brought Julius too. So maybe
Yes.
maybe they had a conversation with Julius saying like look at what's going on here. This is the guy. This is the guy we want. We're gonna bring his pops in here. We're gonna click cap space when we get a chance to. This is the guy here. So once we get him here, you no longer are gonna be the heavy ball handler. That's the guy that's gonna be the ball handler. So can you see yourself fitting in this situation? You know what I'm saying? That's what the reason why they came down here. You agree with that? You agree with that, Eddie, right?
100%. I totally. I think you hit the nail on the ball there. They were all there. They were all there for a reason. I mean, they went to go see the kid play. Big playoff game. There was no Luca. They won that game. I mean, what more can you ask for? Like, this was a big playoff game. This is where your name is made. And he came and he produced. They went to the Western Conference Finals. And he was one of the best players on that team. I mean, I don't know where people get off saying that he sucks, that he's this. I've heard people badmouth him already. He's not even a Nick. I've heard people call him a Smurf. I've heard people say this and that about him. Yo, bro, but you guys, people, you should not do that. You shouldn't do that. Why? Because you don't like him. You don't like the way he looks. You know what I'm
He got a
saying?
big
Like,
ass head though, bro. He got a big ass head.
that's fine, and that's all fine, bro. But they're not doing it to make fun of him personally. They're
Right.
doing it because they want to make fun of him because he's gonna be on our team.
Yes.
And that's where I draw the line with some Knick fans. Cause it's like, yo, what the hell do you guys want, man? What do you guys really want, bro? When the guy when Charlotte trades their lottery pick for a bag of peanuts, nobody says shit. But when we do it, this is the worst debacle in fucking human history.
Because we remember Jerome James. What the fuck?
Yo,
Get out
Jerome
of here,
James,
man.
Fuck
that was a
Jerome James. That
lifetime
was
ago.
fucking in the ice,
I
man.
still remember it.
You got
What you mean?
PTSD, bro.
Yeah, I
That's what you
know.
got. You got PTSD,
I
man.
do.
Because
I do.
Jerome James is not even in my vocabulary anymore,
I
bro.
do. I do. I
Yo,
remember Isaiah Thomas. I do. I
Yo,
remember
this
all
kid
of them.
Trevor Keels, whatever his name is, he's 18, right? He was born in 2003. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's around the time when Jerome James was on the team, man, or a little bit before that, or maybe after. I'm not exactly sure, but
Yeah.
that's around the time when he was on it. So that was like around the time when the guy was born, man. That's a long
Listen,
time ago.
you guys, like I love the Knicks, but Tibbs, man, he got to do better, man. And like Tibbs could coach, angry man. He could coach. That's the reason why we're so hard on Tibbs, because you can't be that stupid. You can't sit up and watch film actually with your 64-year-old beady eyes and say Alec Burks is my starting point guard, right?
Yeah.
You can't literally go into every game last season. I kid you not. There's games where me and Eru was watching live. It'll hit the 6-minute mark, and it's like Tibbs will get that brain fart. Like he'll just forget like how to coach basketball. And we'll lose the game every single time. I don't care about Coach of the Year. I don't care about Tibbs' regular season awards. Every team Tibbs been on, his win total decreases. I don't know why. Maybe because his teams always flail out because he run them dry. So I need to see more. I'm not comfortable with Tibbs, man. I'm not confident in him. I'm not confident that he'll get the best out of Jalen Brunson either. Brunson plays with Kidd. He plays under Kidd, a former NBA point guard who ran a 5-out offense, who had mad space under the rim. He had mad space. I think he was one of the highest scorers in pick and roll points. I think he's one of the highest scorers at the rim in the NBA, top 5 percentage. Like the offense he's in, the coach he's playing under, and the generational talent that's next to him, that all factors into what he does. Now, when he comes to the Knicks, you guys got to understand, this is Tibbs' offense. Tibbs' offense is trash. We know what we getting next season. So I'm still going to be I'm shaky about it, but I don't know. We could see soon. I gotta see what they do in free agency, man. Because it gotta be something bigger than this story. You cannot end this story off just getting 3 first-round picks.
It's about 5 days away, bro.
Yeah, that's where we get. We got to fill the space in between then and now, right? So now this is the time to just get the thoughts about because I mean there's like 200 according to my count. I don't know how many people came in and out, but right now there's 225 people in here. So that the reason why there's that many people in here because people are thirsty for the conversation. Shout out to the chat. Everybody's just hanging out in the chat and stuff. Yeah, man. Everybody's here thirsty for information. They're
Shout
not
out,
here
chat.
to look at me. They're not here to look
Press
at my
that
pretty
like
face.
button, chat. Press that like button, man.
Yeah, while you're here,
Share this.
subscribe and all that.
Yeah, man. We giving you the best content you can see right now. We meet State is a superstar, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. I'm off the bench. I'm trying to get some minutes.
Hey man, listen, we all superstars in our own right. Like I said, I would rather talk to you guys, because I value your expertise rather than any of these other dudes. I don't want to hear what they have to say or make it feel like I need them to build the channel. You guys are the ones. You guys are the life's blood. Even the chat, everybody that contributes to the chat are reading everything. Everybody's saying a lot of intelligent things on here. A couple of people fooling around having a good time, but this is it right here. This is us. This is us here. Well, I mean, listen, with Tom Thibodeau and this, that, and the other, what's the reason that Kenny Atkinson signed with Charlotte and then left? What's the reason that Quinn Snyder, after the career that he had in Utah, and he said that he still wanted to coach, and nobody signed him yet? He didn't sign with Charlotte. He didn't sign with no other team yet. What's the reason? There's got to be a reason because those guys might be looking at Tom Thibodeau situation, because
That's a good
agents
question.
talk and stuff like that. Maybe they thinking that Tom Thibodeau is days is numbered. So maybe I might just wait for the Knicks drop.
I did hear that. I mean, the first thing I heard about the Kenny Atkinson was that he came back because he thinks that Kerr's gonna leave him with the throne,
Right.
right? And who wouldn't want the Golden State job? But then I also heard snickerings of they looking at what's gonna happen with Thibodeau. And I'm with State when he was just talking about Tibbs and shit, man. He really needs to get it together. Like he needs to show me some signs. But you know what gives me pause
What's that?
is how the team looks, the second unit, because the coach is the same. Why does the second unit move freely, compared to the first unit? And why does it look so much better if we're running the same offense, if we're doing the same things, if we're run by the same coach? What is it that is it the players? Is it that we don't have the right guys in the right spots to play against the first teams in the NBA? Could that be the problem? It could be as simple as the point guard position. That's why Jalen Brunson, I think, is top notch guy for the job. He's as good as anybody. He reminds me of Fred Van Vliet, when Fred Van Vliet was a free agent.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like that comparison because Fran VanVleet was waiting for his chance. Him Brunson coming here, he'll get his chance. And if you look at what Fleet is doing, like they giving him a lot of minutes, way too many minutes over there. But he's pacing himself there. I believe that Brunson probably would do the same thing. He's not super athletic, jumping out the gym. He just goes from foul line to foul line. That's it. If that Fleet, he probably, Fred VanVleet, he probably only goes from 3 point line to 3 point line. That's his whole game there. So that's what's up. I've just if getting that guy like you said, we were saying in the beginning when they went to go visit him that time, they got to be having that conversation of how they would like to go forward. Uh you know the way that we say it all the time, the state says it all the time, that Julius Randle is a number 3 option on the championship team, or possibly number 4 option. You know what I'm saying? But if we get Brunson here, not saying that he's the number 1 option, but he actually will be a person that could set the table for guys to actually get into those options.
But he was a number two option on one of the best teams last year, who probably
Yeah,
might be going to the finals next year.
Eddie,
right.
Eddie, Eddie, you cannot look at Brunson in a Dallas Maverick uniform and think the same as he's in a Knick uniform. You gotta understand that he's playing in Jason Kidd's offense, bro. It's different, bro. I would love it if we would have it by committee. I don't need one person dominating the ball. This should be next season. If you get a guy like Brunson, the Knicks should have at least 6 to 7 players who averages at least 14 points per. Because there's so many mouths to feed, and we don't have a superstar on this team. If RJ's going to take the reign, is he going to be our best player? I don't know, but I, I got to see the
I'm
rest of the
half I'm
roster. I got to
halfway
see the
there. I'm
moves.
halfway with that assessment that you just gave. I'm halfway there because I know that the offense is way different. I know that the 5 out offense, it lends you to have better numbers. It lends you to have more space, driving to the basket. I'm with you halfway there. But the other half is, you know, Tom Thibodeau has always had a point guard who can drive to the basket. And from what I've seen, this kid can drive to the basket. He numerously went one on one, drove to the basket, and got a big guys, Rudy Gobert, um, whoever you want to name, whoever he faced on his hip, pump faked them a couple of times, did step backs, did layups going through. So he has game where, dude, the coach isn't the one playing, man.
Yeah,
The players are the ones that are out there playing, bro. The coach can say whatever the hell he wants to say. Steve Nash is not the best coach in the whole wide world. He has the best players though.
yeah,
So
you're
as
right
long
about
as
that.
you out there playing ball and you do what you got to do, the rest, the rest is whatever. The kid can play, and you know what gives me the ultimate sign of respect from him, and why I think he's great for our organization is Draymond Green. Rudy Gobert won the defensive player of the year last year. Um, this year was Marcus Smart. Rudy Gobert got played off the team in the playoffs. You can be the best defensive player in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's a different story. Who is one of the best defensive players in the history that we've had the 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 ability to see? It's been Draymond Green. That kid has been the best defensive player. He's won 5 championships or 4 championships, and he's been the best defensive player on that team for all of those championships. And the ultimate sign of respect for me was he was guarding Jalen Brunson. In that
And
series,
I
when
feel you.
Dallas played Golden State, Draymond Green was tasked with Jalen Brunson. So to me, that's superstar right there. Because if you got to put Draymond Green on this kid and Luka Doncic is on the team, that says something to me.
Yeah, whatever. I'm with you with that, man.
And throughout the playoffs, he guarded the best players on every team, every series. In Memphis, he guarded the big man. Um, I forget his name, Junior, the power forward, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
The next series after that, he was guarding who did they play after that? Who did they go through? They went through Memphis, they went through Dallas, obviously went through Boston, and in
Right.
Boston he was guarding Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. He was guarding the best players all the time.
Yeah. This guy Jalen Brunson, he got paint on his feet. He forever got paint on his feet because he's always tapping into the paint, always touching the paint, always attacking the paint. So that's one thing great about him. And like I said, you gave him the biggest respect because like you said, this guy, from Golden State, he guarded all the best players throughout the whole playoffs, and they put him on him because he was the root. And that's the point I'm trying to make too. Like they showed Julius Randle, said, listen, this is the guy that's going to be the foundation that everything is going to be built on around. And then basically what you just said right there, double down on that statement there. You know. I want to wheel it back a little bit because you was talking about the difference between the bench and the starters, like with Tom Thibodeau, and I just wanted to because I kind of lost track of what you said there, but that's absolutely the truth. Like, what's the difference between the way we play when the young guys come in there off the bench and then compared to where the starters play? That's the disconnect that Tibbs has on his roster, and that's what's killing us. Is that I don't know if he just values trusting the veterans or just values like I don't know the star player or whatever. He just wants the star player to do their thing, and then he just like
Thank you,
throws.
Surreal. He guarded Jokic,
Yeah,
Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, come on, man. He was all over the place.
yeah,
But yeah, going back to what you're saying now about the bench.
yeah.
Like,
Just a
what's the
difference.
difference?
The
I don't
style of
know.
play. What causes the difference in the style of play? Because as soon as Julius Randle got hurt, the whole offense changed. Now all of a sudden we are a running gun team. When the hell did that happen? Like the playbook get emailed? Finally, did it finally come into the mail? Did it get lost in the mail and it came at the end of the
Did
season?
Kenny Atkinson give us his playbook? I mean,
Yeah.
I really don't know why.
Did they put some more RAM in the computer or something? Is that what happened? I just don't get it. It's stressful for guys like us that love the game of basketball, and we know what we're looking at. We don't need to watch, like Tip said, we got to watch the game 4, 5, 17 times each game. No, we don't, man. We love the game of basketball. We watch these games a million times, win or loss. Anyway, as a fan, we cannot stop talking about the thing. So we know what we're looking at, man. So a question that if I had Tibbs on the show, or if I was a beat writer, these beat writers are good for nothing. I would ask him, what is the difference between the Knicks offense with the starters and the difference between the offense when the young guys play? Because it's night and day.
It has to be the fit. It has to be the players that are there. Um, I mean, like, I guess the one big difference is Obi Toppin.
Right.
You know, look, I'm a very detailed person, and I look at the little things, and there's little things that are very important. One of the biggest things to me from Obi Toppin is when they make the opposing team makes a basket, you see him get the ball and take it out in a split second. Like he gets 1 foot out and he passes it to Quick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that right there speeds up the offense. And even though he's out of bounds and giving it to Quickly, he's still the first one up the court. All right. So now whoever's back there, because the team makes the play, right? Whoever's on the offensive side turning into the defense, if they don't get back in time, we're gonna get an open bucket.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the most important factor is Obi Toppin simply just taking out the ball with the quickness, getting the ball out of his hands. He's not waiting for this and that. Now and then if we go back and we look at the first team, the way they do it, they don't do it like that. Sometimes they don't even know who wants to take out the ball. They're looking. Mitchell is looking at Randle. Randle don't want to take out the ball. He wants to be the one receiving the ball. The point guard is the one taking out the. You know what I'm saying? There's no cohesion.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, always like fuck it. I'm hit quick. Let's go. Boom. Let's get into the offense. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
everybody, it's just a continual. It's a continuity thing. But then we go back to the same thing. Like the coach is the same. We just
Yeah.
have to find time to get these players to play together. And I
Yeah.
think it's about time that we do the Obi Toppin Julius Randle experiment. We need to really look at that.
Well, that would have been my next thing for you because me and State talked about this before. Actually, benching Julius. You know, you start Obi Toppin and then you run the offense that we
You can't do that
see.
though. Can't do that. Can't do that,
Why?
man.
Why not?
Yeah.
MSG
Because you you
policy.
you you you're devaluing him as a player. You're
How?
devaluing him as a human being.
How?
It's just bad.
How?
It's just bad.
How? He averaged 20,
It-
10, 5 off the bench for New Orleans a couple games. How?
but no, 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 no. He's not that same player. You can't give him the keys to this. You can't have avatars, Instagram posts of this guy with Bernard King's attire
Yeah,
one
I
year,
feel you.
and then freaking the next year bench him. You
Eddie.
can't do that, bro.
Eddie.
I get the part where you want to give the opportunity to Obi Toppin because of all the good things that he brings. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but you still have to find a way to get to be able to get off what this is. And what is this? Next year is going to be the first year of his contract. The year after that he'll be in the second year, and
Bro,
then in year 3 he's going to be an expiring contract.
cool. But you didn't give me no basketball reason why. Why you didn't give me no basketball reason. Everything you said was just
At
all.
this point in time, State, he's still a better player than Obi Toppin.
How do we know? When I watch the Knicks, they look unwatchable with him and with Randle on the court. They look watchable with Obi on the court. So how do we know? You know that
Because Obi Toppin is not strong enough yet. Obi Toppin cannot play well enough in the half court,
I hear
which
you.
is we're basically a half court team.
I hear you,
And Obi Toppin plays very well, but he is playing against the second team all the time.
bro. After what I just seen last season, bro, I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that
Well,
garbage.
let's talk just the way that you would like if you're a coach, right, and you're trying to get these talent together and you're trying to figure out the best way to utilize these guys, right? The
Right?
question is, who's our center? I don't want to pay Mitchell Robinson, right? So aside from the fact, okay, let's say we put Jericho there, and maybe we keep Nerlens, and they're our centers, right? That's trash. So the what works is how it would work is that you have Obi there. And then after you start and whatever, and you get things going, as soon as the other team starts going into the second unit, that's when we drop in Julius Randle. And now Julius Randle will be in there basically the rest of the game, and he's going to still get his 30 minutes a game, and therefore he'll still be able to get his 20, 10, and 5. He just won't be the starter, but he still will be getting the same minutes and probably the same usage, but just differently because he won't be the starter starting the game off.
I think it depends. I think the Knicks is going. It's funny because I think the Knicks is going to re-sign Mitch. I don't know, but I think all signs is pointing we're going to re-sign him. So I guess Mitchell Robinson's your center, OB's your 4. How I will make it work is bring in Randle as the backup center. See, I'm not trying to disrespect Randle. I think one of the things that Eddie was getting at was like his morale. You get what I'm saying? Like he was all NBA second team. He brought us to the playoffs. Blase, blase. Y'all know about how I feel about the almighty fourth seed. But it's not even about morale. Like, why can't the dude? I don't even care about the ego part. I don't care about his contract length and none of that. Why can't this dude come off the bench and still do what he does? Because obviously RJ plays better when the ball is moving and it's faster. RJ, not just RJ, RJ, Mitch, and all the kids basically play better when the ball is moving and it's, zipping across the court. Maybe Randle could come off the bench with Derrick Rose and Quentin Grimes, and they can slow it up, play half court a lot. I don't know, like just bring something different. You know what I'm saying? Randle also played, I think, 50% small ball center for Luke Walton. And Luke Walton is not a good endorsement, but he still played small ball center for the Lakers at times, and he looked damn good doing it. So I don't know if Tibbs will ever do it because Tibbs always loves his rim protection. So it's gonna be tough, man.
So what do you think about all that, Eddie? Just the thought process of having Julius coming off the bench for those reasons.
I mean, I personally still wouldn't do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can still have him in the starting lineup. You can stagger his minutes. You can bring his minutes down. You can have a talk with him. Say, look, listen, we're not going to play you 48 minutes a game this year. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you 38, 39. We're going to try to keep you fresh for the season. It's going to be an 82 game season. We try to make a push to the playoffs. We need you fresh. It's not an indictment on you, but this is a team game. Let the guy help you. Let Obi Toppin help you. You know what I'm saying? You guys both can play. You guys play the same position. You guys, I think they can play together. Um, I think Paris Duggar just said, that we put Randall at the five. That's what I was alluding to, and I think it's time that we do something like that. I mean, there's moments in the game where you're not going against the best centers in the world, and there's moments in the game when you're playing against the second team. Where if you want to put Randall out there for a couple of minutes, let's do that. You know what I'm
Yeah. I mean,
saying? There ain't no centers in the league like there was back in the day.
yeah, but not for nothing. The centers are coming back, man. Between now, there's been a few centers drafted this year. Next year with the double draft, basically, there's a lot of young big guys coming in this league.
Hmm.
So the center definitely is going to be changing, evolving throughout the next few years. But you're right. At the
Hmm.
moment, right now, Julius Randle could function at the center. But it just depends on how the coach perceives what he's looking at in practice. That's why I wish that we can, I wish that I could just look at the I just that's the only thing that I care. I just want to see what's going on. I want to see what
Hmm.
how who's on training, who's working out together, who's in the team, who's wearing the blue, the blue jerseys, who's wearing the white jersey. I want to know who's what's the thought process, what is going on here, what are the coaches talking about? That's extra information that we probably would never have. But all
Never.
we can go is by what we're looking at. And what we're looking at, it doesn't really, answer any of the questions that we're looking for. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely a conundrum. It's definitely a conundrum, and it's something that we've been battling. I'm pretty sure the organization has been battling with it. It's a very tough predicament to be in, man. It's a very tough predicament to be in because you had to re-sign him. He had a great year. You had to re-sign him. He still's not doesn't have a bad contract. You didn't. There's a lot of good in it. It's just it has to be. You have to see it on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is like a deep cut right here. So I mean, we talked about I talked about the centers coming in the future. The big men. It's gonna be a lot of big tall dudes coming in the league coming up. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen, man, just for shits and giggles. This is the draft for next year. We have like as it stands, we didn't make any trades yet. We got five draft picks in next year's draft, man. So I mean, the first one is Victor Wanabayanamayala.
Generational, generational.
Generational talent right there, man. With that dude, Scoot Henderson is decent too. I like the way he plays.
Yes.
There's a few
After that, I
guys
don't
here.
know. I don't know who the hell the rest of the guys are until we start to see him play. To be honest with you,
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the internet age,
I heard.
So
Okay, those are twins. Those are the twins, right? The Amon. I heard about the twins.
yeah.
Amon
Overtime elite
Thompson and
guys.
Osar Thompson. One's a point guard, was a shooting guard.
Yeah,
Are they both the same height? I didn't see.
yeah, same
Yeah,
height,
it
6 foot
looks like one
7.
played the point and another played the shooting guard, huh?
Yeah,
Looking like Mello and Jello.
yeah. That's what I hope for my kids, man. I got to get them out there to start training
Get him to
them.
play ball, brother.
Yeah,
Get him to, or get him to play golf. I have tons of friends that used to live here in Costa Rica. They used to have businesses here in Costa Rica, and they went back home for X reasons, and their kids play golf, make
right.
tons of money, bro.
That's a big thing too, man. You're from Costa Rica, right? You live in Costa Rica. You always lived there, right? For the most
I've
part.
been living. I'm 40 years old. I've been living here since I'm 16.
That's what's up, man. And then look at this shit. You cannot get the Knicks out your system.
I fucking fall asleep thinking about them, bro.
Yo,
Motherfuckers.
that point guard is giving me night. It's crazy because my coworker, he right next to me too, yo.
Yo, shout out to Kareem Grant, man. I actually met him. You know, Kareem Grant at the get together the other day. He just dropped $5 in the bucket, man. I appreciate you, man. So
Yes.
you know, this I showed the picture earlier, man. You know, while everybody was talking, but this is it here, man. He actually came to the show, to the get together with the Die Knicks
Shout out
t-shirt
Kareem.
on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and then the hat that he got on, I brought it there to personally give it away to somebody, and he was the first person that I saw almost passed out. So I walked over to him and gave it to him, and then he showed me the ID, and it said Kareem Grant on it. I was like, "Oh shit!" I almost kissed him, man. You know, almost kissed him.
You
You know, so
seen
that's what's up.
So his question though is Noel. What did
What
he
was this?
say? Is Noel movable? Is
no.
Noel movable right now due to him being Mr. Glass?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
he's movable, but you're gonna again, unless the Knicks are for certain they're gonna get either Jalen Brunson or they do the sign and trade like was posted before, and there's a secondary move to be made to get another big name player to get in. They're gonna move him, and they're gonna have to attach maybe one of those first round picks that we got. But who really cares if we get the money off to get one of those big name players that we're talking about,
Right,
Levine or Bradley Beal, to play our shooting guard position? Because we're not going to
I'm,
be looking for lottery picks anymore. We're going to be going for the gusto. So
Eddie,
don't be
Eddie,
surprised if Noel gets moved and there's a first round pick attached to him.
Eddie, what's up with you with this Bradley Bill and Zach LaVine obsession? What is up with that?
I don't
they're
have
Explain
free
it.
agents though, man. They, you know,
I don't like that, bro. Please explain that, bro.
they're
That's
free
the
agents.
because they're the only ones that are free. If did you okay? Those are the free agents. Those are the best free agents that are available this year.
So
Next
you
year,
gonna
free
sell
agent.
yourself short for those two? Come on, bro. I want more. I want better for the
Would
Knicks,
you?
bro.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Evan Fournier?
Bro, we just
But what's
because we have
better? Listen, what's better than Bradley Beal and
Yeah,
Zach
I don't
LaVine?
get. I don't get. I don't get the. I don't get it.
what what are we trying to win? We trying to win it. We trying to get out the first round. Like what is the accomplishment here? That
But you know, Zach
LaVine and Bradley
LaVine
Beal
and
gonna
Bradley
get to
Beal, Zach
Giannis.
LaVine and Bradley Beal are top 5 shooting guards in the NBA. Is that a lie? They're not top 30. They're definitely top 5 shooting guards in the NBA.
Yo, the
Who's
shooting
better
guard
than them?
position
Donovan
is
Who
Mitchell?
do you want? Okay, so then who do you want? Because I'm confused
I
now.
want two-way players. I want
Okay,
two-way
name one.
players. I like Jalen Brown. That's who you clear cap space for a guy like Jalen Brown. I like
But
two-way
Jalen Brown's
players.
on
I don't
Jalen
Boston
know
right
Brown
how.
now.
is not available.
So
Jalen
then
Brown
what
has
are
like
we clearing
3 years
cap
left in his
for?
contract. And Jalen Brown
So then
just went
what
to
are we?
the NBA Finals with his team, Boston Celtics, and he's going to switch his team to come to New York?
If we got cap space, then hey, you're the one that's
Yeah, but
put
it's not all about cash
right
space because Boston could pay him a max. The Boston could give him like a wing in the freaking Boston Garden. They're gonna put his name in the rafters,
He
man. They
can
could do
get a
more for
max
him.
deal with Boston. He can get a 5-year max deal with Boston at like I'm just gonna put a number out there. He can get 5 years, 220 million, and the most that we can give him would be 4 years, probably 160.
Yeah, why would he come
Oh
here? Just because
nah.
you want him to come here?
I think you're getting confused. I
Julius
think
Randle
you're getting
balled up.
confused with what's available and what can we do with what the NBA has. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're talking just about basketball players, I would love to have Allen Iverson on my team.
Woo! AI, one of the best shooting guards of all time.
You know what I'm saying? But this ain't fantasy, bro. Like this ain't this ain't that.
Yo, when we signed Allen Houston, Jordan was a free agent. We could have signed Jordan. That's how crazy does that sound?
About that,
We had the money.
So you said Jalen Brown.
you know about
What's another? Give me somebody
that
that's
rumor with Jordan?
feasible. Somebody that's feasible, because you have to make your point, State. You can't just blurt out something
More,
and and
more
and
context.
and
More context. Out. How many years out? We talking 2 years out, 3 years out? Talk to me.
We're talking right now.
Right
what does he
now?
want to know? What does he want to know? I'll help him out. Like,
Well, State is talking about like how far out we talking about. I'm talking about right now, our situation right now.
It's for the
Bradley
next
Beal
yeah.
and Zach
year.
LaVine can come to the team this
28
year.
million fucking dollars.
Say it again, State.
They both of them is not coming to the Knicks, bro. I'm not even going to sell myself.
Yeah, but those two guys, they, he didn't re-sign with Boston, so he's a free agent. And Bradley Beal don't want to be in Washington no more. So that's the only reason why we're talking about it. It's not so like, oh, we're gonna trade all of our assets to get Jaden Ivey, which is not gonna happen because they didn't. But I mean, these guys are actually free agents. Zach LaVine could literally come to the Knicks just by signing him, because we're talking about Jalen Brunson to sign him with the cap space, but we could do the same thing for Zach LaVine.
He's also an unrestricted free agent. These are players that can move wherever they want to. They're not restricted. They're not under contract where we have to trade for them. We don't have to give up any assets per se. Clearing the cap space, obviously, now we know that some of those draft picks may have to go. But Jalen Brown is an unrestricted free agent in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, we can't put our whole basketball lives on hold because you're looking to sign Jalen Brunson, like what, 2 years from now?
And then you also have to add to that we have to sign RJ Barrett next year.
Yeah, man.
So if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it?
Yeah, I wanted to shout out Mike because I did put it on the screen, but I didn't shout out. This is Mike. I call him Mike Doc. Me and him talk a lot offline and stuff, man. So he's just talking about the attitude, the play overshadowing and getting dragged down the whole team. So talking about Julius Randle there. It's just not a winning player. Yep, yeah, I'm with you. With you there, Mike.
Yeah, he really didn't do any favors for himself this year, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But I mean, we just got to deal with what we have here. Stay, you're back live. You're back on.
Yeah, I've been listening to y'all the whole time. Randall should fucking know better. And then we want Zach LaVine. So now we got Zach LaVine on $35 million contract. Randall on $28 million contract. RJ looking for a payday. And Mitchell Robinson just got paid $11 million. What the fuck are we doing, folks? Are we trying to build a championship team? Or are we just trying to throw a bunch of players together and just hope we're going to win?
But that's how it is, though. What does a championship team consist of? Look at Miami when Miami won the first one with Dwayne Wade. Okay, yeah, they drafted Dwayne Wade, but I mean, look at the rest of the surrounding team. They got Shaq, who was old. They had Antoine Walker. They had White Chocolate. They had Gary Payton. They had Alonzo Mourning with only one kidney. They had a bunch of ragtag different guys there, and they won the championship.
You heard the names you just rung off?
Yeah, but these guys were not in their prime.
But they still Hall of Famers. They still know how to play the game the correct way. And Shaq was an MVP candidate one of those years.
Yeah, listen, man. There's plenty of teams that the guys play. If you play the right way, you're gonna win the championship. That's how it goes. It's not because you got to have Hall of Famers on your team. If you play the right way, you're gonna win.
True, but you got to draft, man. You got to develop chemistry, man. It take years, man. The Knicks be always on some. They always half-assed. They got this half-pregnant approach. Shout outs to who said that? Shannon, one of those dudes on the thread said that. The Knicks always give the half-pregnant approach. They need to change their approach if they want to get better. I love all ideas, the Jalen Brunsons, the Deontay Murrays. I love all the point guard ideas because I want a fucking point guard. Like I'm tired, but our coach is Tom Thibodeau, and he does not spark confidence in me when it comes to this team. Like I hope Jalen Brunson prove me wrong. If he comes in, prove me wrong, that's good for us, man. But that coach is scary.
Yeah, the coach is scary, man. But we still got the team. We still got. We still have the assets that we have. We still got stuff going on. So regardless of the fact, we still have to keep forward moving. Just because we got a retard, respect to retarded people. You know what I'm saying? But just because we have somebody that's not, that's not a good coach, we still have to move forward. We still have to
No,
move forward.
he's a good coach, but the problem with last season is he did some very disrespectful things last season. Like you're too smart of a coach to know that Alec Burks at point guard is not working. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Alawise, man. He always contributes to all the podcasts in the comments. He said Dirk won with the Rag 10 team too. Yeah, Jason Terry. Jason Terry was like one of the bad boys of the league during his time. You know what I'm saying? You could just go down the line to a whole bunch of teams that were just like slapped together. Even that Detroit team, they had just traded for Rasheed Wallace. They were slapped together, and then they won. The Knicks, they went to the '99 finals, almost won if Ewing didn't get hurt. There's so many different teams out there that it's just lightning in the bottle. They get there, So you just have to be in the game to win it. So I mean, you're saying like Zach LaVine. If we got Zach LaVine, oh, that's not the right thing to do, blah blah. But if we get Zach LaVine, now you're talking about RJ's not a championship one option. Okay, cool. But now if we get Zach LaVine, we still have RJ and Randle's still on the roster. Randle's the third option there. Zach LaVine's the closer. RJ's is running the show. Maybe quickly makes.
If that's the case, Julius would not be on the team, right?
Well,
Like it would be Brunson, Zach LaVine, and RJ Barrett would be the third option, which is probably his best at this point in his career, is the best for him to be. Then
But how
Obi
solid is that?
Toppin,
How
Obi
solid is
Toppin
that,
would be
though?
I think it would be better because now Obi Toppin can play the four and we can be a faster team.
But how solid is that though? Like you just mentioned Brunson, Levine, and RJ.
It's better than
Levine,
what we've been having.
yeah, freaking is Brunson's team because he's the point guard. RJ is the facilitator, the guy, whatever. He's the second fiddle. Then you got Zach LaVine as the lead guy, and then you still got Obi Toppin, and you still got all the other guys that we have.
Mitch, still got Mitch. You still got Quickly because you're not trading anybody you're not trading none of your kids. You still got Grimes. You still got all these kids. The Fourniers will be gone. The obviously it would probably be like a sign and trade for Fournier and somebody else because these teams, even though they're unrestricted free agents, if they can get somebody back for the player that's leaving, they're gonna damn well do it.
Right.
And I mean, it'd be stupid. It'd be stupid for Chicago to let Zach LaVine go for nothing if we tell him, hey, he wants to leave. We can do it another way, but you want to engage, you want to have Evan Fournier on your team, we can swap 17 million right there. You probably need another 20 to get him. And that's and 20 is Burks and 20 is Burks and Noel. There you go. You got your money right there.
That team beats Boston, or at least gives them a good fight.
At least we'll be competitive.
Yeah. It's the truth. Like the way that we do it, to get the perfect player, we just need to win. We just need to get the right group together to win. I don't care who the guy is, who works. We just need good guys, man. That's all on the same page, willing to win that championship.
So
that's what we need.
So Brunson, Zach LaVine, and RJ Barrett. So you mean to tell me I got 3 number 3 options and I'm capped out to that?
Yeah, but how was Zach LaVine a number 3 option if he's averaged 30 points a game in his league?
All-star last year.
We win a championship.
All-star the year before.
Zach LaVine on a championship team is a third option. Let's be real. You trying to win a championship, or we just trying to win games?
But that's your opinion, though. That's your opinion.
But what have you seen from Zach LaVine lately?
He's been averaging like damn near 30 points a game for like the last 3 years.
Playoffs. Playoffs shows you who's the money man and who's not the money
Yeah,
man.
but I just told you that about Jalen Brunson, and you don't sound too happy about that either. I just gave you that example.
Jalen Brunson is an anomaly because that's Knicks PTSD. That's that Jerome James. You get one good playoff run, and that's different.
But how does it work both ways, bro? Like, is he either good or he's not good? Did he play well or did he not play well? Was it the playoffs or was it the regular season?
Are you trying? Look, my point to you is, I'm not interested in capping out my Knicks team to have Jalen Brunson, RJ, who's probably going to next contract, and Zach LaVine, who's defending what?
That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. My question to you is, who's guarding us? Who's guarding us with that roster? Who's guarding us? Zach LaVine averaged 30 points a game. Who's guarding him if we got Jalen Brunson on the team and RG on the team? Who's guarding us?
How much he averages in the playoffs?
Yeah, but I mean, you're just spinning around because you're telling me Zach LaVine is not it. So then who's it? Quentin Grimes? Because he could shoot threes and defend? Quentin Grimes is better than Zach LaVine?
We got to build, man. We got to build, man.
All right, so okay, listen, you say that we got to build, right? Then I tell you we got 3 first-round picks next year, and you tell me that's not enough either. So then, I mean, like what do you want to happen?
The Knicks, the lazy Leon Rose to wake up.
But Leon Rose gave you 3 first-round picks. You said we got to build. He gave you 3 first-round picks extra added to the 2 that we already have. So we got 5 first-round picks next year. So you telling me that the Leon Rose is lazy? We got 11 first-round picks through the next 6 to 7 years, 11 second-round picks. So if you want to build, we could do that.
Yo, this is his 3rd season.
But in his 3rd season, he gave us 11 first-round picks in the next 6 years and 11 second-round picks in the next 6 years.
So you gonna tell me let's wait for next summer?
No, but you said that. Let's wait for Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson's a free agent in 2024. You said let's wait to next year. You said let's build. Let's build this thing. So what do you want to do? If we have the money to get,
I just told you to wait till Friday. I just said wait till Friday.
That's all
I'm saying. You can't spin. You can't keep spinning because I mean Zach LaVine is literally top 5 shooting guard in the NBA. You telling me he's not enough? So then what the hell are we talking about? You saying that we need to build, but we got 11 first-round picks in the next 6 years. We are building.
Bro, Zach LaVine is not a top 5 shooting guard. That's 1. 2.
So then who is then? Who if he averaged 30 points a game, how is he not a top 5 shooting guard?
So counting stats tell you impact on the game?
So then what do you count it on? A guy that's in an all-star team every year, he averages 20, 25 and better for the last 5 years or so. Like, how do you determine what the guy is good or not? That's not good.
Win is win. You gotta win. I don't care if you average.
He won last year.
30 games. What we doing here?
Man, you bugged out to me, man. You bugged out with that take. Because I mean, the dude is a good player. You can't say that he's a bad player.
No,
you can't say he's a bad player.
He's a great player. But where the Knicks is at right now, what are we trying to do? We need to build.
We're trying to get a guy like Zach LaVine. We're trying to get somebody on that level to be on our team.
What is that?
I mean, Jimmy Butler. I mean, the Miami Heat got 2 picks 3 years ago, which was Bam Adebayo, and then the year after they got Tyler Hero. And what did they do? They went after Jimmy Butler, who was over 30 years old, because he's 33 right now.
Kyle Lowry too. They paid money to try to get
and it was Bam Adebayo, and you can basically say Tyler Hero is not part of that equation, but it's right now that team is Bam Adebayo and is Jimmy Butler, and they went to the finals last year. You know what I'm saying? So, teams do this all the time. Teams have a core, of young players.
Okay.
And when they're able to strike, and you can't say that Pat Riley's not one of the smartest GMs in the whole industry.
He is, because he don't play players according to contract. Brother, he sat $60 million in contracts in order to get Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero playing time. Come on, man.
But he didn't do that. Pat Riley didn't do that. That was Spoelstra. Spoelstra's the coach.
Because Miami plays to win. The Knicks play with politics. That's why. That's why Duncan Robinson does not play.
Duncan Robinson does not play.
You sound like a politician, though. You sound like a politician.
So tell the Knicks stop lying to me, man. That's why.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. The reason why I keep badgering you though, because you're saying that Zach LaVine is not enough. So then who is enough? And then you keep spinning. Yo, we need to build. But I just told you we got 22 draft picks in the next 6 years. 22 draft picks. So if we don't sign nobody, we just clear cap space just to be flexible, and if we don't never sign nobody and we just let it just roll. If I told you we got 22 draft picks over the next 6 years, you mean to tell me that's not building?
Have they proved anything yet within the last 21 years? No. So I'm not giving them.
Now we talking about 21 years ago? Now we talking about 21 years?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? You like spinning all over the place, man.
Transgressions. Everybody gets the same transgression.
Now we got to talk about 21 years ago? 2000 what? What is it? 2001? We got to talk about 2001 now?
So the Knicks haven't been signing mid-level basketball players since 2000? No, Pudge Nice, you shut up. The Knicks
Listen.
Signing bum-ass basketball.
It's 2022. We got cap space, and we got 22 draft picks over the next 6 years.
Yo, State, you got me ready to open this Casamigos I got here, bro.
Man,
I've been like abstaining from alcohol since January 1st. I'm about to crack open my bottle of Jack that I got on top of the refrigerator. Okay.
Listen, man. I like Zach LaVine. He good money. But what are we doing here? Zach LaVine and RJ gonna get smoked in the first round by the Bucks. What are we doing here?
But who's better than that though? Who is better than that? You have to you can't say that we're gonna get this, that, and the other, but you gotta say what you want to do. That's what I've been trying to get out of you this whole time. What do you want to do? If that's not it, what do you want to do?
Give me Brunson, Trey Randle, swap those two. Go get me PJ Tucker, Anita Goon.
Man, and fuck PJ Tucker, man.
Nah,
that motherfucker's like 36 years old.
So what? So what?
Mm-hmm.
So what? So what? I need a vet. So what? So what? I need somebody in the locker room. The guys that we got in the locker room right now, we need other type of veterans to push our guys to be tougher. I don't like.
So that's better than getting Zach LaVine. So you rather get PJ Tucker because he's a veteran in the locker room, but you rather not get Zach LaVine, the guy that's going to be playing 38 minutes a game, holding the team down.
He got me there though because I have a soft spot for PJ Tucker. I wanted PJ Tucker 2 years ago, and I was laughed at because I wanted PJ Tucker and I wanted Nicholas Batum. But I know what type of team I need. When I had Julius Randle there, I needed a defensive team because Julius Randle don't play no damn defense.
But listen, like Zombie. Why would PJ Tucker come here?
He would not. He would not come here. He just opted out of his contract to go to a contender.
He's gonna
maybe he might go to Golden State.
Oh, he might go. He probably gonna go to
Golden State. Play power forward for them.
Yeah.
And you have Draymond Green, PJ Tucker, Andrew Wiggins. What's his name? The light skinned kid and Curry.
Yo,
okay, so PJ Tucker's off the board now. So like, what's next?
I don't know what's next. This is Leon Rose's fault. Maybe if you don't get the 4th seed, we wouldn't be asked to
and you got to be honest, bro. You come with that tape. Yo, I need PJ Tucker. They're going to laugh you out the building, dog.
I hear you.
You know that.
They still selling.
You still got the Almighties?
Almighties, man. Y'all, listen, the Knicks wouldn't be in this situation if they would have just never made the playoffs the season prior.
Yo, those letters are 3M? So when you're in the streets in New York City at night, they glow? No? You got to put 3M on them joints, yo.
Nah, not those. All
right.
Not those. I just hope that they be better, man. Y'all Knicks fans want Zach LaVine so y'all can win 41 games and be excited. I want to win a championship. So all you bums who's in the chat right now talking, it's Zach LaVine.
No, but stay. Enough with that. You have to say what you want to do. You have yet to do that yet. You have yet to do that.
Get Brunson. Get the vets off the team. Go get me vets like PJ Tucker. And let's get
PJ Tucker's not coming here. We already said that. You got to give me something.
But like this guy Melly Mel, it's true, man. Like you don't want Zach, but you want PJ Tucker. I mean, come on, like how does that sound, really? Like really,
bro.
Like really, dog.
I'm trying to get you to tell me.
Look at the mirrors that you in those hospital elevators. I know they got mirrors and stuff, man. Like, look at that and be like, yo, Zach LaVine or PJ Tucker? Come on.
Go get Jalen Brunson. After you get Jalen Brunson, Go get me a vet like PJ Tucker. If we swapping Jalen
Mhm.
Brunson for Randall, that's highly unlikely.
Yo,
So
PJ
Highly.
Tucker makes the minimum. He makes like $2 million a year. Okay, now what?
I don't know, man. Leon Rose put us in this predicament.
No, but I put you in a predicament, man. You got to tell me what you want, because you said Zach LaVine. Oh, you guys want Zach LaVine, this, that, and the
You
other.
see,
I just
I
said
would
I
even
don't
think
want
that
Zach
you
LaVine,
would,
but I'm saying we
But,
can get him here.
but
I
ew,
even thought that you would be wiser than that and probably say somebody because we need wings, defensive players, Nicholas Batum.
bro, y'all killing me.
Somebody
Y'all
you can
gotta be
put at the three,
nobody's
somebody that
coming.
you can defend everybody and he can shoot the three. He can
Nobody's
even
coming.
play small ball five.
Y'all want Bradley Bill. Y'all want Zach LaVine. Y'all know damn well both of those players is not coming in, man. Can we be
But they
in?
could though. They could though. So if they're not coming here, please tell me who's coming here.
I don't know, bro. You know what LeBron did. You know what Kyrie did. Come on, man. We know free agents is not coming to save us. That's my thing. I can't really talk about Zach LaVine and Bradley Bill being on my team. If I see it, I need to see it to believe it. It's not even realistic for me to talk about Zach LaVine.
But we have the cash space, so it is realistic. You talk about we need to trade the vets and stuff. We could do that because we have the draft picks to add to it, because we proved that we could do that with Walker. So if we do the same thing with Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel and delete this money off the roster, then we will have the money to get Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal.
They got
That's like not even something to debate about. That we did. We showed that we could do that already.
they got to show me, man. Show me. Been a
No,
Knicks
but
fan.
listen. They got to show me. But I keep asking, what the hell do you want to do? Yes, Brunson, and okay, PJ Tucker's gonna come here for what reason? I don't know why. Right. So then after we make those moves, which are very simple, what do we do next? What do you want us to do? That's what we're here for. We're here to talk about what we're gonna do. Like we done said a whole bunch of stuff, but like what we my thing is, what do you want to do?
Yo, I don't know what the Knicks brass is doing, man. The way that you're asking that question, nobody can answer it because we don't know the direction of the team.
No, but I'm talking about you though. I could tell. I just told you everything that what my thought process on how the Knicks could get whoever. Right. So my thing is like, yo, you gotta give me something. You can't say this guy's an idiot, that guy's an idiot, this guy's an idiot. I want PJ Tucker. Just PJ Tucker on this roster. We're gonna be ass.
You asking me a question I can't give you the answer to right now because I don't know the Knicks direction. Literally, I can't. What you want me to say? Go get Jalen. I can't give you an answer to that question, Ebro. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
'Cause I
but if I give you an answer, you shoot it down. This is what you do. Somebody gives you a like a whole scenario. You go like,
eat it.
you know what I'm saying? That's what you're doing to everybody's rebuttal. But I'm asking you, and you have to give me something.
I can't. What you want me to give you? Tibbs is our coach. Leon Rose is the president. We know how they operate. We're not going to make a lot of moves like that. These miraculous dreams about Zach LaVine joining the Knicks, you know that's not happening. You know Bradley Beal ain't coming to the Knicks. You know nobody's coming to save us. So I'm just trying to be conservative with it. Just give me Brunson. If that's what they're going to do, okay, fine. Not going to trade Randall. Okay, fine. Just do something with. I don't know what they're gonna do. We can talk next Friday, and then I'll know what they're gonna do. Because I don't know what they're gonna do.
I
Because
You
they
mean,
know what the
did.
Knicks is doing? You know what they're doing? You know what the Knicks
that's
want to do
the
with the
right
roster?
answer.
Because I don't know what they want to do.
I've been trying to give you that answer for the longest. Like all we got to do is wait until
I
Friday.
don't know.
If we wait for Friday, right? They probably already did it.
Tyus Jones.
Oh nah, I'll tell you my answer, Bodega, Wi-Fi. But obviously, I gave y'all a bunch of answers, man. I gave you a bunch of scenarios. So if you
Because
wasn't
but
on
it's
your
not but and it's not about that, Bodega. It's not about dissecting state's take, you know what I'm saying? But we do have to come to a realistic outcome. It can't just be like, yo, I want Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I would love to have Steph, but it's not realistic. Zach Levine, Bradley Beal, that's realistic. Is it gonna happen? There's probably a 10% chance that it happens.
Do you
Even
know how
less
much?
than that.
What do you know? What the percentage is of us getting PJ Tucker? Zero. Zero.
Where's the
Zero.
where's the zero?
Zero.
You got that that T-Pain machine back there. You do the voices. Oh, we got that the synthesizer in the back. Hey man, and you know what? To be honest, you can probably say Bradley Beal 0, Zach
Yeah.
Levine 0, but they're available. That's all we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about something that's not there. You know, you can't talk about grabbing this cup of water if the cup doesn't have water in it. They're available. They're unrestricted. Jalen Brunson is unrestricted. It looks like we're going for him. It looks like he's the one that we want to get to play along RJ Barrett and to play around Julius Randle. That's going to be our team next year. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you're not like these other guys that be like, yo, I'm not paying for NBA League next year. I'm not going to watch one game. And you know you damn well lying. Because you're going to sit your butt ass on that couch when it's 7:30 and it's going to be the first game of the next season and you're going to watch that damn game.
Yeah. What about Terrence Ross State? Let's make State throw the phone.
Oh
He's
my
gonna throw his phone
God.
right now. don't
Oh
don't
my
look at State
God,
screen.
bro.
It's
Yo, I
gonna start
almost grabbed my
screaming in a
mouth and
second.
threw it. Uh,
Holy cow, man.
no, 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 no. I don't need no I don't need no dollar store Zach Levine, Terrence Ross.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah,
I mean,
man.
there's basically I'm looking at the list, there's nobody out there, and next year is worse.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. But I mean, I'm snapping on State, man, because I mean, State always has like a rebuttal for everything that you say, and then he talks about 2001, and then he's going there. He's like 5 years from now, like, whoa, can we talk about today, 2022? You know what I'm saying? That's all
Yeah, I
I'm
know what you're talking about, man. Like I've actually taken it easy on my brother because I've been on the world tour this past week, man. You know, just not defending the front office. I haven't been defending the front office. I've just been telling Knicks fans to just chill out.
Yeah,
Just wait. You know what I'm saying? The draft is one part of how you better your team. There's three ways for you to better your team. You can better your team through the draft. You can better your team through free agency, and you can better your team through trades. Last year, when we were going through free agency, when supposedly free agency was finished, there wasn't a lot of people happy because all we did was get Fournier, who when we re-signed our own players. That's not fancy. Then all of a sudden something came up and Kemba Walker came up, and then everybody was elated. You know what I'm saying? So if there's one thing that's this organization has showed me, we all know how this turned out, by the way, right?
right.
It was a debacle. But if there's one thing the organization has taught me is wait for the last pin to drop before you make your assessment, because there's still buyouts being made. You know, players might want to buy out once we get Jalen Brunson here. Hopefully, I think we're gonna get him. I
Who
think that's the
Jalen?
guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's our guy. I think that's our guy. And if we don't get him, I'm gonna be pissed, just like I got pissed when we didn't get Jaden Ivey because I wanted Jaden Ivey too, bro.
yeah,
Everybody
but
named Mama wanted Jaden Ivey.
yeah, but so did Detroit. Detroit was definitely not going to trade Jaden Ivey away.
Definitely, I wouldn't have traded you even if you gave me God. I'm speaking
Like
like
State
state
said,
now.
right? Yeah,
You
man.
know what I mean? But I was one of the people, and he got mad at me because I told him I would have traded RJ Barrett for Ivy,
I would have too, but I mean,
and I
guys don't
still
want to
would
hear
do
that.
it.
Yeah,
But that's fine. Everybody they can do that. That's fine. Like I can understand that. I mean, that's that because those are opinion based. You know, what I'm saying my opinion is that I would trade RJ for him. Other people's opinion is they wouldn't trade RJ for. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if they're right. You know what I'm saying? So that's an opinion based debate.
right.
But if you were asking me, I would have done it. Organization didn't probably do it. I don't think they offered RJ Barrett. And you know what? It would have sucked if they did, and Detroit still wouldn't have taken it, or Sacramento.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
How would you feel then? How would the RJ Barrett fans feel then if we offered him and he didn't even make a deal get done.
Well, I mean, listen, man. If we let's say if RG was in the books to make a deal done, the deal get done. It's not like we're stuck with nothing because we still got Cam Reddish. We got Cam Reddish in the fold.
We have a lot of listen. There's Cam Reddish can be put in the deal. He's around 4 million. There's still a lot of work to be done, Eru. There's a lot of work to be done, and that's all I'm trying to say when I come on these platforms and I talk my shit. Yo, just wait, man. Just don't throw yourself off a cliff, bro.
Yeah.
We're not used to this. We're not used to giving up so-called lottery picks for not for well, I don't want to say nothing, but for what it feels like nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From when it happens, you get that sort of sensation, but afterwards you really go through it and you really understand it. I posted an article on my Twitter page about the protections of all the draft picks, what we got that day by the Athletic, which I think was a great article. So if you guys have a chance to get that, it's on my Twitter page. Um, I put the article there. It's a great read. And it's also going to give you information about what exactly we did, the protections, and how we did what we did. So, before you talk, you need to know knowledge is power. So, you have to know the exact details of what was done and how it was made, what we got, what we didn't get, what we gave up. Because the guy who did the article was also very stern when he said certain things. So it's not all. You know what I'm saying? Go read that article, feed your brain, and then you could come with good assessments, good super chats. Come on these platforms and talk the right stuff, because without that, bro, you're just really talking nonsense.
Yeah. Pretty much, man. Like the shout out to Evergreen. Evergreen's always telling people to read the collective bargaining agreement, but it's true. If you want to talk about trades and stuff like that, you got to familiarize yourself with things. You can't just be just talking to the wind, and just throwing stuff out there. You gotta be able to, because I mean, this is our hobby. This thing ain't gonna give us no money or nothing like that. But I mean, this is what we like to do. But if you want to talk about it, you have to familiarize yourself with that stuff.
Yeah, you got to know something, man. You can't just come in here talking nonsense, because then you'll be ate up by somebody like me, yo. I eat up people every day, bro. That's why I gave myself the moniker the zombie, bro, because I was just coming after people's heads every day, because people just talk nonsense and nonsense and nonsense, and you have to have some. I'm not a fact monster, but you have to have some sort of facts to back up what you're trying to say, man, and have some knowledge of what you're trying to say and know what exactly is that you're talking about, man.
I'ma eat it.
That's the zombie, right? You're gonna eat it.
Yeah, man.
Fuck it.
Chopping
Yeah.
people's heads off every day, yo.
Yeah. All right, man. So I mean, I got Miles Bridges there. A couple people were talking about Miles Bridges in the chat. He's an unrestricted free agent. Well, it says restricted there, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if he accepted that qualifying offer. So I don't know. I mean, that's
He
this is
he's
the NBA.
restricted. He's restricted.
Yeah.
What I think what the deal was with him is there any information there on what the deal is?
It's like small print here, but numbers to know. Related free. No, it doesn't really say anything about that situation. So, what's your thoughts on him, man? Is that somebody that's on your radar?
Well, if I didn't have Obi Toppin or I have I have a Miles Bridges on my team. I have an athletic small forward who can jump high. Maybe Miles is a better defensive player, but it's not something crazy like that.
Yeah. And Obi Top is not drinking lean either.
And
Put
and
it on
and
his team.
and Mal and Obi Toppin ain't asking for 150 mil. We got Obi Toppin for like 6 for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Let's see.
Shout out Kevin Knox.
Yeah. Poor Kevin Knox. He gonna well, not poor. He gonna be in the what do you call that gaming league, the NBA gaming
The
league.
big three.
Nah, he's
He's
gonna
gonna be in
be
the
on
big
the
three.
he's gonna be in it on the freaking the digital Knicks, the freaking 2K Knicks.
The G League Ignite.
Maybe he's still young too. You know, he's young enough to be on those teams.
Yeah, man. Yo, man, he's probably like 21 right now, bro. RJ just turned 22. I think he was right around the same age.
Yeah.
You never know. He's 25. He might be Miles Bridges, bro. But we
Yeah.
ain't got time for that.
Yeah, man. Or he might just buy up all the 7-Elevens in the neighborhood and
Who the fuck is Wacko in Brooklyn? Motherfucker, I got over 100 pods out. Motherfucker, I try to get a solution every fucking day. But the reason why we sitting here, we don't got a fucking solution because the Knicks have still yet to pick a direction within the past 3 years. Now you got Eru and Eddie talking about a restricted free agent in Charlotte. Are you shitting me?
Hey, brother. He asked the questions. I just answer him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be part of the team here. I'm not.
Love you, Eddie.
I'm
I
not
love,
looking for.
I
But
love
check
you.
it out. This is what they say about Miles Bridges. It says the Hornets had a low ball offer for Miles Bridges. The Charlotte Hornets offered Miles Bridges a 4-year, $60 million contract extension.
What? Damn. Yeah, that's
So yeah, if I was Miles Bridges, I would have turned that down too.
what the fuck?
Now he's commanding a maximum salary that could total 5 years, 173 million. I'm okay with that, bro. I got Obi Toppin for the next 3 years for 6.
I would pay the max. I would pay Bridges probably like 25 million per. Probably the max.
I'm not paying that cat nothing, man. I already
I'm
seen
not
him
I'm not paying
online
him
doing his
either.
thing.
I'm not paying him either. Not for my team. Like maybe somebody that really needs him.
I didn't say for the Knicks. I'm talking about just in general. Like the max should be
But
like
but okay, Charlotte's gonna offer him 100 million. He's not taking that. Like he's probably not gonna get the 5 years, 173, but
yeah.
he can get 110. He can probably get a Julius Randle contract, and that's even being a. I think Julius Randle's a better player than him.
Nah, but that dude's smoking. He's smoking blunts, drinking lean. Nah, man.
Yeah, I mean that. Why you think probably Kenny Atkinson bolted? Like I don't think they have that team. They fun to look at. Like you know what I'm saying. But Lamelo be tripping. This dude be tripping. PJ Washington be tripping. Um, everybody on that team be tripping, yo. You know what I'm saying? How far can you go? How far can you go? Or would you rather have a bunch of choir boys like we got?
Nah, man. Lamelo he's tough, but I understand where you're going with it. A
He's
lot.
tough. Yeah, that's one of my favorite dude. If I never had a favorite player in the whole NBA since I've been a kid. My favorite player as a kid was John Starks. And after he left, I never had a favorite player.
Mhm.
And right now, if you ask me if I were to buy an NBA jersey right now, who would it be? And it'd be LaMelo Ball. He's my favorite player.
I like
But
Lamelo.
he's a dumbass.
I
You know
got
what I'm saying? Yo, I didn't like but me, I'm different. You know, I'm an old head. So I saw him tat up his hands with red ink and stuff like that, and I'm fam, what you doing, bruh? What you doing, man? Why you think Steph Curry is Steph Curry, bro? Like you could be him, but you wanna do all this. You wanna gang, 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 and you wanna look
Let
past that.
me kids, OG man. You talking that old head talk, man.
But
Let me
but but
kids.
but Steph Curry is not old. Steph Curry is 33 years old, and he's transcendent. He's transcending. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm down for tats. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a couple myself, but it wasn't to me. It wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? Like he was already all tatted up. He probably ain't got no more space. I'm gonna tap my fingers. I'm gonna tap my palms. You know what I'm saying? The bottom of my feet. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but I get it. It's like what's more important to guys. They still on that young man stuff, so they're not really on that level of trying to get that championship, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Just trying
no,
to
and
get paid.
and uh, trust me, like for me to get to where this is years. I'm an experienced man right now. You know what I'm saying? I've been around. I know what it is. They 20 years old. I wish I was 20.
Yeah, me too. I wish I could be in shape again, man. Did you guys peep me playing basketball on nothing but Knicks, man? That shit was crazy, man. I don't even know
Yo,
why I did
bro. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm fatter than you, but I think I got a little bit more win than you and Tony Crow.
Yeah, man. But we was shooting, we were supposed to have started at 6, and we was shooting around for like an hour and a half before we started the game, man. So I was already smoked already at that point. So that's why
I was in,
everybody's saying,
I was impressed with Isaiah at that beginning,
yeah,
but he didn't pace himself
yeah.
because
Even
he
even
has light feet for a big man. He has light feet and he looks like he's willing to defend,
yeah,
but he didn't pace himself, bro.
yeah. But even Sim was tired too, because I mean it was mad, when I tell you it was hot in there, it was hot in there, super hot in
And
there, man.
Sim know how to play because he went to his spots. He's got that little fadeaway, in the middle of the paint. He's got some moves in there. So
Well, I'm gonna be like State, I'm gonna talk about 2001, 2003. That's the last time I could say I was super nice at basketball. You know how long ago that was, man? That was a long fucking time
you look
ago.
like you got some handles there. Like he was doing like some crossovers a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I used to be
I,
able to play, but to even say that
I,
I could play, I can't even like say because it was so far removed from now, Especially with the pandemic. The pandemic fucked everything up, man. I've been fat since 2018, trying to get my shit together.
I've been fast since I was born.
Uh,
I was only skinny one time. I was only skinny one time in my life. I was doing the Lamelo. I was gang, and
yeah.
I was just not eating, just drinking all night out and stuff like that. And I got skinny. I was down to like 170, 160, looking like a crackhead
I,
out here, yo.
I will not lie to y'all. My phone is on 4%, and we've been on for 2 hours and a half.
Mhm.
I know we could. I know we could bring this debate 2 days
This
from
was
now. I know
actually
we
lit, bro, because 200. There was 200 and change at some
could.
point.
Hell
Watching, bro. It was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, damn near 250. It was like almost 250 up in here. So I mean, 'cause, I mean, people are thirsty for the action. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm Badger State and stuff like that. But all this is imaginary. Like whether or not you agree with whatever. None of this stuff is happening yet. So like,
And the chat too, man. The chat was badgering my boy. But there's one thing that I could
who
say
me?
for him, bro.
Oh,
He's
not
passionate. You know what I'm saying?
good.
Like he's passionate about what he's saying, and he says what he says, and it all comes from a good place. You know what I'm saying? So, just love him for who he is, bro. Like don't bash him because if we had all the passion that I wish I had State's passion, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no wins or losses here because sometimes State be getting me up in here, and then everybody's saying how stupid I am up in here. But fuck all you guys in the chat. Thank you for showing up, but fuck every last one of you
Watching y'all. Hey,
motherfuckers. Yeah,
watching y'all. Y'all watching us.
yeah. With all due respect, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but like I'm saying, this is all just hypothetical. We all just having fun, just throwing stuff out there,
Oh, you got to get that one. You got to get that one, State. The almighty 4%.
Oh my. Oh,
The
oh my
remix.
God.
I can't front though. Y'all smart, man.
Yeah, man. People like Sherman said, people want real talks. Sherman be getting on us. He gets on me. He gets on State. We get on Sherman too, but we still
Yeah.
show up here. This is all love. Shout out to my man. Oh my God, Kareem Grant right here. Yeah, I met him, and stuff like that. I was just so happy to see him that he had a dire Knicks shirt. But regardless of the fact, forget all the podcast stuff. When you see a Knicks fan, you're just so hungry to just talk to people, man. Like once you find out somebody's a real Knicks fan, even somebody on the train, somebody got a Knicks hat on, be like, yo, man, you seen the game last night? Yo, man, I don't know. Then you can just get in a conversation with a motherfucker just because you just fiending to talk, man.
Mhm.
And that's what this shit is all about.
You know what I like though, Eru? My takes never hit on the day I say them. Wait a few months from now.
Yeah, you're
This
right.
shit
You're right.
always happen, yo. This has been happening for 2-3 years now.
You solidified with that Cam Reddish shit, man. We literally was arguing for like damn near 3 hours talking about Cam Reddish, and then like 2 days later, I'm hitting you up like, yo, we got Cam Reddish. How the fuck did that happen?
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So
And the Cam Reddish deal. When we got Cam Reddish with the pick that everybody said was garbage, right?
yeah,
We got that Charlotte pick that was heavily protected. This and that is never gonna convey. Atlanta took that pick from us to get Cam Reddish, and people are like, "Why did we do that?" You know what I'm saying? First, the pick was garbage. We got we traded away the pick and somebody that we were not going to re-sign because Knox's contract is 1 year ahead of Reddish's, and got a player. Now the player didn't play. Why did we trade the pick?
Right.
The pick is garbage.
And you can't win. You
Why did we
can't win.
trade a first round pick to get Cam Reddish and we didn't play Cam Reddish? Right? Now we can use Cam Reddish in a deal and get him off the books because he's worth $4 million, and somebody's gonna want the player. Somebody thinks Cam Reddish they can turn him around if he doesn't have any space on our team because it looks like for us he's a power forward. We didn't play him at the small forward. We didn't play him at the shooting guard. We played him at the power forward when Obi Toppin had a injury to his calf, I believe. Played very well, right? He was part of that lineup that played very well, and he got hurt, and then Obi Toppin got back in, and we still played very well with that lineup. So it wasn't really Reddish, right? It was probably Deuce, IQ, and RJ that was getting that done, and Jericho. Because if you can just miss and match one player with another player and you don't miss a beat, that's not the cog.
Yeah. It's a
So
lot of
now,
stuff.
probably you're gonna use one of these picks to get off Reddish, but is the $5 million worth more if you need $5 million to get Jalen Brunson? Hell yeah.
Let me add to you, man. Let's say if Brunson signs with Dallas, people gonna say, "Damn, we should have traded Cam Reddish to get that extra $5 million, because then we would have been able to sign what's the name?" It's always something. It's always gonna be like a next argument to add on to the joint.
Yeah, man, and
Man,
I'm gonna be totally honest with you, man. Like, I think he's going to be phenomenal for us. I'm not saying that we're going to go to the playoffs. I'm not saying this, but the offense is gonna look so much better with him. He's
yeah,
gonna be able to get us in our spots, and he can score too. Like the guy put up 40 points in that game, I think that they went to in the playoff game
yeah,
against Memphis, against John Moran and them.
yeah. I see it. Like you mentioned, this dude from Toronto, Van Vliet. You mentioned him. It's going to be the same thing. As soon as Van Vliet got signed and he settled down. Now, when you play Toronto, you got to deal with that. So if we get Brunson, people when they come to New York, they know they got to deal with that.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we're going to get if we just sign Brunson. I'm with it. You know. But Sherman said
definitely.
he's hoping that Brunson goes to Dallas. If he does, then next week watch the fallout. It's gonna be like the sky is falling. If Brunson doesn't sign with us.
But if he doesn't sign, we can still do things like, okay, let's say we were able to get 25 million. And to be honest, we have enough room to be 40 million.
Yeah,
Because I crunched the numbers and we can be under if we did everything that we needed to do with just 4 players. There's still other players out there like a Cam Reddish, like a Taj Gibson that I didn't even put into the equation. But if we get rid of Burks, Noel, Derrick Rose, and we already got rid of Kemba, that's 40 million. And then you add 5 million from Taj Burks, that's 5 million. That's 45. Taj Gibson is another 4 point something. That's another 5.
yep.
That's 50 million.
And it's not like so hard to do. It's not like it's like gonna like really trip us out to
50
get
million
rid
is
of.
you could get a $30 million player and a $20 million player still.
And who was those players? Brunson and Levine.
Yeah, I
Unless they
mean
just
that's we
popped out.
that's
Unless they just popped
that's
out.
that's I mean that's the pie in the sky.
Right.
Like I would have rather Levine more than Bradley Beal, but I think Bradley Beal is just more connected to us than Zach is because the Wesley connection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He likes Washington D.C. and going to the Knicks is not that far of a trip if he wants to keep his family in DC and he wants to go play. You know what I'm saying? People, NBA players do that all the time. Meanwhile, Zach LaVine is a West Coast guy.
Right.
You know, he wouldn't mind playing for Sacramento. He wouldn't mind playing for for the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So I can see Bradley Beal being more the person that we would get in that scenario between the two,
Right.
because of those things right there. Like I would probably do that. Yeah, like I would sign the deal, keep my family in Washington D.C. You never know. Maybe his kids is finishing primary school. Next year they can go to high school. Maybe they can stay 1 year in 1 year in DC, and then when he goes to high school, you can bring him to New York and put him in a nice high school here.
Yeah, that's what it is. So he has a
So
young family, and then his lady, I think she was like into modeling or whatever she was doing.
yeah, she's right. So maybe that could be right up her alley. I think he's more of that.
Yeah. So I mean,
And
walking
you're
into
right
the
too.
gym.
Bill maybe could join. Maybe he can go to Boston. I mean, maybe that can happen too.
Yeah, because that's his little boy there, his little man, on Tatum. They're from the same area. So I mean that could happen too. Boston also they have assets there that they can move as well to get on Bradley Bill. So there's a lot of things that I'm not hating on no other team and stuff, man. But we got to be in the mix of all this stuff too, because we can't have all these assets and stuff and teams are just gonna like ignore us, and just dick us, just like sun us like we ain't shit. We do have assets though. But at the same time, if we don't do anything, we have the pieces to just build within. If nobody's gonna play ball with us, we could just sit it on our fingers and just let the rotation happen. 5 first-round picks next year, and then we just make it happen from there.
DeAndre Ayton is a restricted free agent. We can offer that boy 35 million a year.
Yeah, if we so wanted, Mo Bamba could be one of those guys.
If we wanted DeAndre Ayton if we wanted to take him away from Phoenix and pair him up with Jalen Brunson and RJ and Randall, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the Miles Bridges because he doesn't fit. I don't think he fits what we need. Like we need a point guard and we need centers, and
Right.
obviously wings. You can have plenty of that, but he's a different type. He's like a jumbo wing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? I'm just scrolling down. See if there's anything that PK's my interest.
Yeah. There's moves to be made, man. There's plenty
Lou
of plenty of things.
Dortz has a team option. They might pick that up. We might stick with Mitchell. Malik Monk, he's a player that's been, you know,
Colin Sexton.
Tyus Jones. Colin Sexton is yeah, but he's coming off an injury. I like him, but I'll pass.
Yeah.
And there's Gary Payton II, defensive player. Chris Boucher. I like Chris Boucher.
Yeah.
He had a finger injury. He had a finger injury this year. He had surgery right at the beginning of the season. Could be the reason why his shooting was really bad this year.
Right.
But he was having problems defensively. That's why him and the coach didn't see eye to eye. But you're looking for a stretch five? That's your man, Chris
James
Boucher.
Harden. James Harden got a
Victor
player option.
Victor Oladipo is an unrestricted free agent.
You heard James Harden? James Harden got a player option. If you give up the player option, we can offer him a contract.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's like, yo, you want to come play with Julius?
He's like, sure, guy. That sounds like an excellent idea.
Spit in your face.
Oh shit.
At Mills. I mean, yeah, there's really not much out there, guy.
Right. Oladipo. Shout out to Almighty. Oladipo's out there.
Yeah, Oladipo. If you can get him on the cheap, it can be somebody. Carmelo, how about Carmelo, guy?
But why would Carmelo come here unless he just wants to photo ops and stuff? Is like swan song. He wants to he wants to do
I
that.
saw, I
Shit.
saw, I saw, I saw. What's her name today? Post some beautiful Instagram pictures. Lala.
With
She was
Lala.
looking. Yeah, she was looking pretty tasty.
Yeah, she looked like a Slim Jim fucking to me. So
Yeah.
all the surgery she had, man, she looked like a
She
fucking
d- she's got has she has gotten a lot of surgery on her face.
her body, like her stomach is redone, her ass is redone.
Yeah. I saw that too.
But you seen her feet though, man?
Nah, bruh.
She need to go to the freaking like to get like a pedicure
She what she
at
got
the
some
very
LeBron
least.
feet or something?
Yeah, man. At least get a pedicure at the very least, man. God damn, her feet it looks crazy. They look like her
Word.
toes are like this, like
Oh,
like talons.
word. She's looking like a gargoyle out here.
Yeah, yeah, she's crazy, man. Yeah, man.
Restricted. Amir Coffee. I like him. Amir Coffee from the LA Clippers.
Okay, yeah, he's good
You know who
too.
that is? Yeah.
Yeah, Kufi. You call
Yeah.
him
So
Coffee or Kufi?
I don't know. I say coffee. You say Kofi.
Well, he actually held them down before they got healthy again. He was holding them
Oh, he
down
had
for.
30 points in one of the playing games, I think. Or oh no, I think it was one of the last games of the season
Yeah,
when somebody went down, but they needed to win to get into the play-in or this and that.
yeah,
And he came out and balled, bro.
yeah. Hey man, so I think we touched on everything, man. So State is charging up his phone right now. So I want to pop out of here before he pops in and starts shooting again. As soon as
Almighty
State comes in here,
4%, baby.
oh my, 4%. Yeah, as soon as State gets a little juice, he's gonna be like, as soon as he comes in here.
Yeah, man. I think we're good too, man. I think we talked about a lot. I think Friday is going to be a huge indicator of what is really, really going on. Um, and obviously we're gonna Eddie, see what you think about that 42nd pick. We talked about it. We hit on it before, man. I think it was a great pick. For me, I think it was a great pick. To me, I think he has first round talent. Um, big kid. I it's not like I compared him to Jaden Ivey, but if we were looking for a big 6'4" guard, like a Jaden Ivey, this kid is big too. He's big
Yeah,
and strong. 18 years old. So I think they did real good at 42. And we didn't touch on John Montero, who we gave us an Exhibit 10 contract, the Dominican kid who was playing for the G League Ignite, I believe, or the overtime, one of those two.
he might
Um,
he might be the most pure point guard in the whole draft. I think.
he was looked at the beginning of the season as a lottery pick. But
Yeah,
that stuff is up and down. Like, there's people in that mock draft that you showed us that are in the second round, and all of a sudden they're a top 10 pick next year because that's just the way it is. But
right.
we got him. We signed him after the draft. Another point guard, I think, is another good pickup. Maybe they might not play, but it doesn't hurt to give those guys a chance. Guys a chance.
Yeah. I think he'll get a chance, man. If he stays with the team and he stayed, with the organization, goes to the G League, I
Eddie,
think he
you gotta
might.
say pause. What did I say?
What happened?
He says I have to say pause. Almighty finesse. How you doing, my dude?
You did say something, man. It,
You
it
did
gave me
say
a
something
tingle, but
freaky.
I left it alone. It gave me a tingle when you said it.
I said something freaky. Oh man,
A
I ain't
little
catch it,
something, man.
man.
When you're down with the pause life, man, you gotta always be on your guard and stuff.
I guess so, man. Shout out to you, Almighty finesse.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, Mr. Eddie, man. Let's wrap it up, man. Thanks for coming in. Like I tell you all the time, you're welcome
Yeah,
to
man.
come hang out with me anytime you want to. Because I would prefer to keep it like this, keep it tight. That way you can get your bars off without having to wait 15 minutes for somebody to let you talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I
I read.
appreciate it, bro. You know how it is, man. I saw this morning. I had some time in the morning, and I saw this morning. And I thought you was gonna um do a big one, but you was doing a short one this morning
Yeah.
or this afternoon.
So you got to pause
Um.
that one too, man. You got to get ready for these guys, man. You got to pause
Oh, my
that one
bad,
too.
my bad, my bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pause,
I thought you
pause on
had a
that.
big one, but you had a small one. Like you know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Yay!
Damn, Miru. Damn, guy. So, but I'm glad to be on tonight, man. We chopped it up, and we bullied State for a bit there. You know what I'm saying? Gave him some of his own medicine,
Yeah, but I mean,
and but all love to State, bro.
yeah, definitely. If you guys watch the show, this show was called Die Hard State of Mind for a reason. Die Hard State. This segment, podcast
Mhm.
segment is me and him. So he gets me crazy too. And sometimes I'm sitting back here like this, and State's hit just blah 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 blah, just shooting at me. You know what I'm saying? It happens. We go back and forth with each other. But me and State, we do this thing with each other for a reason. We got a lot of love and respect for each other, man. So we're gonna keep that moving, keep it going. You know.
Thanks, Bodega. Shout out, bro.
Yeah, man. Yo, Eddie C, you are very good, man. You're one of the better. Like when you speak, everybody be quiet because they want to hear what you got to say. Because you're gonna say some real shit. So that's a respect that you have within the community. Shout out to everybody here that does podcasts and stuff on there. Even if it's not your own show, somebody else's show. People see you. People know who you are. People value what you bring. And appreciate you. Definitely.
For sure, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So we out of here, man. Thanks, Eddie C, for hanging out. Thanks to chat for hanging out for this entire time here. Because leave it up to Knicks fans. We could talk another 2 hours and stuff, but that's not necessarily realistic for the working man out here. You know what I'm saying? But we out of here, Eddie C. Thanks for coming in, and I catch you guys next time,
Appreciate it.
man.
All right, brother. Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace, man.